Shut up and sit down.
Go. Yeah. God, that was That was tight going there, mate, just as we was talking about inappropriate things. Yes, folks. Yeah. Hello again. And welcome.
Hey, kids.
To the Friday Frolic, the show where anything goes and, very little gets done because we are idiots. So, yes. Welcome. If you'd like to help support me and keep the channel alive, you can head over to patreon.com/Festa67's workshop, or click the join button below this or any of my other videos, or the $sign for a super chat. All goes in a big pot, helps pay for all of this wonderful streaming software to bring us two idiots to your screen. See what I did there? You can also support this pillock by heading over to youtube.com/Guru Fox or patreon.com/Model Making Guru. It helps us keep the lights on and the hobby going. There you go, Pimpage. Done.
Good girl, you're getting better at that, aren't you?
I know. Let's have a quick looky-loo in the chat just to see who's in. Can you let me know that audio and video's coming through all right, folks, as well? We've got Connie in saying hello. Hello, Connie. Hey, how are you? Get your quote ready. Jeff is in. Candygram for Mongo says, Hi, Festa67's workshop, Fox, Connie, and all in chat.
For the first time, we have the power to decide the fate of our planet and ourselves. This is a time of great danger, but our species is young and curious and brave. It shows much promise.
That was a damn good Sagan quote there, mate.
Was that a good Sagan quote?
I am mightily impressed, mate. I am scrolling at the moment because I've just seen that Marcy's in and I want to give her a ruggage. So, my attempt at doing that stealthily whilst you was doing your quote backfired massively.
Do you want me to go and read it again and then I can give you more time?
I've done it now, mate. It's just I couldn't find me mouse at first. I've just seen a super chat come up. Jeff has put in a $5 super chat with in brackets, this is an example of a super chat. Or in the voice of Carl Sagan,
this is an example of super chat.
There you go. See what I did there?
Every super chat you do, I'll say lava tubes in the voice of Carl Sagan.
I am scrolling up. Yeah, carry on, mate. Go on.
I was going to say, don't forget, folks, this isn't an E-Models show on the E-Models channel, so you can do super chats.
Absolutely. Pete's Yacht Fund is really coming on well.
Yeah, we are grateful for the super chats we get on the E-Models shows, but they don't go to us.
Stefan says, Hi, peeps. I'll be sneaking about in the background for the most part. Wide awake at the moment. That can change without much warning. Hello, Stefan. How you doing, my friend? PJ is in, says, Evening, Colin, Guffle, Fox, the Friday chatting, Frolickers and the Lurkers. Ban the Bluey movie now, he says, with an hashtag.
Wait, there's a Bluey movie? What?
Oh, don't tell him that. God, ban it.
There's a Bluey video game coming out.
Yeah. Connie says hi to Stefan and PJ. John Christmas is in, says hi, guys. Hello, John. How you doing, guys? Jeff Light is in, says good morning, Cole Fox and everyone in the chat. Hello, Jeff. Love to you and Maggie. Everyone said hello to Maggie and Jeff. The lovely Marcy
hello to Muse, by the way,
in.
because she said hello to me.
Yeah, Marcy's in, dishing out the huggage. I have put stealth huggages in, Marcy. Bless. Everyone's saying good evening to Marcy. Jeff says audio and video is fine. Thank you very, very much. Marcy says looks and sounds good. Obviously, I'm not on face cam because if she had said that, she said he looks like a Picasso. Yeah. John Alec is in saying hello. Hello, John. How are you, geezer? Connie says hello to Jeff and John Alec. Jeff says hello, PJ. Outstanding work as always on the models you've been posting recently. Absolutely, mate. He is a talent, isn't he? He's a talent. That's a polite way of saying he's a talent.
Yep.
Marcy says coffee is brewing and I'll be baking some salmon in a few. Road trip. Road trip. That was the Friday Frolic. I've got a plane to catch.
Bye.
Yeah. John Alex says, PJ, thanks, mate. How are you? Yeah, there you go. Everyone's saying hello to Marcy and Connie, as is John. And PJ says, I'm doing fine. Thank you. Good to know. So what are we up to tonight? I'll let you know in a minute. I'll just do belly, bench and beverage, folks. What's on the bench? What's in your belly? What is your beverage of choice? And without forgetting, because Guffle the Puffin is poking the camera there, see what I did? How are you? How's Mum? And how's Guffle doing, geese?
Well, Gotham's the only important one out of those three, basically.
Oh,
he's fine.
Stop picking on Mum. I've told you off for that.
No, in his mind, he's the only important one, and he says he's fine.
Oh, right.
He doesn't care about anybody else. That's why he's hogging the camera, you see. No, we're all fine, thank you. All fine here. Mama Wolf has been shuffled off to bed early tonight. So
yeah, she got banished. She's been banished tonight.
Yeah, so no, we're all doing quite well here. Tonight I shall be going back to painting my Steel Legion, Armageddon Steel Legion dudes.
Oh, nice one. Nice one,
because
mate.
it's just slow, quiet work that I can crack on with.
Yeah, absolutely.
Other than that, not being up to much, unfortunately.
Anything else you've been up to this week? No, not a lot. No.
Nope, not much at all, to be honest.
It's just the point where I go, you lazy git. You
can do.
There you go. John Alex says, love the puffin. Excellent, Fox. Happy days. Me, what have I been up to? I've been doing a lot of filming yesterday for our folks over at KA.Models. So I've been doing work. Yes. Been back on the filming. What else have I been doing? I bunged some windows in the Samba bus. We've done a bit on the Bane Blade on Wednesday. I'm going to finish up this little bad boy this evening, the little game truck. And I've got a little Goliath Warhammer vehicle behind as a backup so I can start doing a bit more painting on that. So that's my agenda. What else have I done? I think that's it, really.
Guthorm says, we are just innocent men.
Yeah, a little bit more work on Eleanor's been done. I've got another set of videos to film over the weekend for that. And then I'm going to be starting the big 1/16 scale Sherman tank for remodels, folks. So keep an eye out for that bad boy.
I'm so behind with my part works.
Yes, I'm a little bit behind on Eleanor.
You're a little behind. Wait, what now?
I've got the last 2 episodes to voice over on the Yamaha bike, and then the whole build series for that will get uploaded to KA.Models, so I'll sort that out. That'll be early access for patrons as well for the whole series on that one. So that is a perk for being a patron and a channel member,
Patron
folks.
perks.
So I shall set that up hopefully during the week for you all.
Also, you get pictures of Colin his lame shorts, gold lame shorts as a perk as well. I don't know if that's a perk though. That's more of a threat, I think.
People would join my Patreon just to pay me not to do that, wouldn't they?
Well, yeah, but then at that point you can set up an OnlyFans, but it'd be like the anti-OnlyFans where you set up an OnlyFans to pay your not to actually...
you know, the hot pants can be modelled for a nominal fee.
Yeah. People paying you not to show normally.
Yeah, I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy, mate.
You would.
Deep down, that's because you just want me to model the hot pants, don't you?
I don't want to ever see. I don't want to ever have an image of you in lame hot pants on my retina ever.
Why did you buy them then?
Because I knew at some point you'd have to show it on camera and it'd be amusing.
Yeah, you just wanted to. Yeah, you just wanted to embarrass me, didn't you?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, what am I here for?
Exactly.
My job.
That's all right, because, you know, my revenge will be sweet.
That's what friends are for.
It will be forthcoming. So there you go. Got a little wing mirror going on there so I can do the other one, because I may have been fettling before we went live, because yeah, I do forget. I get distracted, see. Yeah.
I may have been fettling, he says. There's no may about it. It's what you do before a live stream. You just fettle.
It's the way he told me off that was funny. He called me some names.
You can't help yourself.
Jason Martin is in. He says, I love you guys keeping me up. Hey, mate, you know, we're doing our bit for the community, buddy. Nice to see you in, Jason. Hope you're keeping well, mate. Love to you and the family. Jeff Light says he is looking forward to the Sherman build. I'm looking forward to doing it. I must admit, I am a bit daunted by it because, you know, it is a big 1/16 tank. And as I've said before, I don't pretend to be an armour expert. It's new to me, but I'm going to have fun doing it.
But think about it, though. Think about it. For people like us with shonky eyesight, and for you with your shakes,
yes,
the fact that it's like 25 times bigger than the tanks we normally do is going to be an absolute godsend for you.
Oh, yeah. And I'll tell you something, that box, because I've had me box on the bench this week, folks.
Hello, steady now.
Oh, that sounded wrong. That has saved my bacon more than once this week, mate.
You got a bacon box? That sounds good. I like that.
Yeah, so it has, yeah.
I like the sound of a bacon box.
Absolutely. So, yeah, that has really been an asset. So
You're an asset. Oh, no.
I'm made of assets.
I spelled that right. I added too many letters to that word, didn't I?
You did. Yeah.
I overspelled it.
They started on me, but again, the insults have been flying with us two this week.
Yeah.
If anyone ever nicked our phones, they would be gobsmacked at the insults we actually sent to each other.
Oh, yeah. If anybody ever actually saw our Xbox Live chat conversation, we'd probably lose Xbox Live.
Yeah, we'll probably get removed, wouldn't we, for violating all of the terms.
Yeah.
What am I doing, I hear you ask? I am using...
Colin, what are you doing?
I am using some foil duct tape to do my wing mirrors with because I do find this works a treat, this stuff, and I use it for when I'm doing windscreen surrounds and things like that need chroming because so that's what I am up to.
Good idea.
Yeah, because the chrome paint, don't get me wrong, works, but I don't know, it just don't do it for me, whereas this stuff just seems to give a nice reflection, but it's not too reflective, if that makes sense.
It's actual metal, so it's kind of scale to chrome, isn't it? It's like in scale. I can't get my words out.
Yeah, I think I know what you mean.
In scale chrome is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Well, I am still painting boots and gloves and gloves and boots and boots and gloves and boots and gloves.
Oh, nice one.
At the moment on my steel legions. Once I've done that, I need to then paint the masks, the helmets, the webbing and stuff, the backpacks. I'm still doing the base colours, basically. And once I've got all the non-metallic colours down, I can do an Agrax wash. Yeah. And then start picking out the weapons and stuff and all the metal details. So it's a very slow pro. I've got 40 of these guys in the whole platoon, so it's taken a while.
Yeah, it's a big old job, isn't it?
Yeah, plus the 6 heavy weapons, mounted heavy weapons.
You're a heavy weapon.
Thank you very much. That's what all the girls say.
Oh, you vain.
Yeah.
Oh, bless you.
So I'm still doing gloves and boots at the minute.
Happy days.
Which is slow. This bit's slow because I don't have to be neat. I can be scruffy with this bit, but it does save a bit of time if I'm neat. Yeah, it's one of them, innit? It's a part of it that has to be done. It can be laborious, but you know, it's all part of the fun. So, yeah. It was a bit tight.
Said the actress to the bishop. So I did there. One for the dads,
the way around?
One for the grown-ups.
That would have been the bishop to the actress, wouldn't it?
Yeah. PJ's got a belly on the bench, a sirloin steak with jerk rub. Hey,
ooh,
chips, mushrooms.
Is that the happy ending?
Yeah. No, I don't want that image in my head. Tomato and fried onion. Bench is nothing. He's taking time out from modelling to do some writing. Beverage beer followed by more beer. Happy days. The Bobbins is in, says hello, Frolicers.
Hey,
hello, Bobbins. How you doing, geese? Mysterious Mechanic is in. Hello, Jake. How you doing? Jeff says, just think of it as a mega Bane blade, Cole. Good analogy, mate.
Yeah. Or an enormous Lehman Russ.
Yeah, he says, bench, says John Alec, is the Tamiya 112 Ducati V4. Belly will be lamb curry when it gets here. Beverage is alternating between water and rye. Yeah. Oh, nice.
I've got to be honest, but like For some reason, lamb is having a bit of renaissance in my mouth at the moment. In my mind, I'm suddenly finding myself wanting a lot. I was never a big lamb fan, but suddenly, I don't know, I'm suddenly into lamb in like with rice and stuff. Not necessarily curries, but just lamb and rice. I'm finding myself having moments.
Nice one. Oh, first stab at you of the night. Nice one. Slice the foil, Cole, not your finger.
Write the theme tune. Sing the theme tune.
Yeah.
Oh, morning, Vicar. Ooh, hello.
There you go, that's better.
What's bench and belly for me? Bench, you know what mine is? Belly tonight was, unfortunately, I hate to say it, but we slummed it and had Domino's pizza.
Oh, yeah, you had all the pizza, didn't you?
Well, Mama Wolf wanted the chicken strippers, and I'm like, it's
it's Mum's fault again, is it?
Yeah, she wanted the chicken strippers. And I'm like,
He's been catching fat pants all week. Because, he earned that title with that monster kebab he sent me that photo of.
Yes, I did have an enormous kebab for dinner the other day.
Yeah, proper Captain Fat Pants.
It was delightful. It was a double kebab. No, this is something else. It was a double kebab, which means it was lamb. It was doner meat and the other one, which is just chunks of lamb.
Yeah,
shish.
He was sat. He was sat there like Mr. Creosote. He was, mate. Telling you.
Yes.
Just the wafer thin.
Just a wafer thin little meat.
Yeah, just the wafer thin.
Just the one, Mr. Creosote. Just the one, Mrs. Wembley.
Classic comedy. Hasn't aged well, though, is it, Python?
I don't remember much about it at all. I can't remember what it was called. This brush is terrible. This brush needs sorting out. It's got a twiddly bit on the end. Come here.
Is it not doing what it says on the tin? Jake says, "Oh, good, fine. How's you? Fine and dandy, Jake. A lot better now, mate. As Funny Fox was saying this the other day, I'm in a good place at the moment, suitably chilled and just getting back into the hobby because, yeah, it's been an higgledy-piggledy year so far, mate. So, yeah. Happy as an hog in slop, to be honest with you.
Oh, yeah.
Let's have a bit of that. Bit of that.
Any downside with these metal figures?
Yeah.
Is there are some bits where, say, for example, the glove that goes up to the elbow kind of goes into where the arm would stop, and on a plastic model there'd be a gap between that and the torso. But on a metal miniature, it's not. It's contiguous. It's just you just get this area where there's no hole of the arm, so you don't quite know what to paint it as because it's not really torso and it's not really arm or glove. It's just something.
Oh, right, yeah.
And it's quite tricky to know exactly what to paint it as. I've just ruined this brush, haven't I, basically?
Oh, you ain't, have you? Oh, dear.
Well, I had one of them little straight hairs on the end, so I trimmed it, but now it's kind of more
You're
like
a straight hair.
Chisel
See what I
brush.
did?
Thank you very much. Right, let's just put that brush somewhere else.
Get rid of that.
Because it clearly needs to go into the crap brushes thing now. I've just ruined it. Never mind.
Oh, I'm so glad I'm not the only one who's got one of them.
Well, no, it had like, you know, when you get like the stray filament at the end and it's like you try and paint a nice clean bit and it's got this one little stray bristle that just goes and paints off the other
it sticks out like a,
Yeah, so I'm like, right, you need to go. So I tried trimming it, but I just made it into a chisel brush.
Yeah, we've all got that brush pot, ain't we, with the crud brushes in.
Well, I am using the Citadel brushes, but it's only because I'm doing this hardcore, like, rough painting of the details. I don't really want to use my broken toads on, so...
Yeah.
I'll use them for the bigger bits, but for these little details, getting the base colours down, I'd rather just... Because it's tough on brushes, this kind of little bit of base coating.
Yeah, if anyone's going to be tough on brushes, yeah. I am a brush destroyer, I freely admit that.
Yeah. While it doesn't need to be neat, I don't need to use my Sunday best brushes on it.
As Fox can attest, when I did the Lehman Russ, I destroyed a Citadel brush in minutes.
You took a nice round filbert and you turned it into a T-pose.
Yeah.
I've never seen a brush do a T-pose before.
Yeah, it was pretty much destroyed, but I am very heavy-handed.
It didn't so much have as a tip as a plateau on the end.
Yeah, it was a bit mullered, mate, wasn't
It was like a landing pad.
it? Yeah. I felt the shame. I felt the shame.
I felt hilarity.
It was just the way you looked at me and went, show me that brush. Oh, please don't make me show you the brush. Yeah.
Show me the brush. Then I turned to the brush and said, show me where Festa hurt you.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
And the brush was like, you need to ask. I went, yeah, good point.
Yeah, that brush was suitably clagged, wasn't it?
Clagged? I don't think it was beyond what you could suitably call a brush.
Well, you know what pot it lives in now, don't you? Yeah.
The pot of death.
Yeah.
It lives in the, I can't even use it as a screwdriver pot.
No, it's...
It's not even a dusting brush now. That's how bad it was.
No, look at it. It's absolutely...
Well, that's not the worst one. The worst one was the one that just turned into like a flat T shape.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think that one actually had the end removed in the end, and it's now just a random handle that I use.
Random handle.
But, yeah.
So what's your belly tonight, or what will your belly be tonight then, buddy?
I've had me dinner, and I cannot remember what it was. Oh, no, it was fish. It was fish, chips, and mushy peas. That was it.
Oh, yeah. How could you have had your dinner already? That's not normal.
I know.
Are you not well? Are you not well, hen?
Yeah, no, she says, bin that you're up, you can have your dinner. Boom, there it was. I'm like, do you know like something, love? What? Should I think I'll have me dinner then? Yeah, she was like, good boy.
And then you went, oh, look, it's right in front of me, right there.
Yeah.
How handy is that?
So, yeah. I was like, I'm not going to argue. Where's that going to get me? On the naughty step.
In trouble, yeah. I mean, not that you aren't always in trouble anyway, but...
Would be an ecumenical matter.
It's like, but I suppose the argument is, why make the effort to get to a place when you can just do nothing and get there anyway?
Exactly.
There's no point in making yourself get into trouble when it's going to happen by natural cause.
I've been remarkably good this week, according to H.
Yeah, that means you're in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, the minute I start getting near the good books is for me notification that I need to try hard to do silly things.
Actually, wait a minute. You're not in trouble.
Yeah.
What's she after?
Oh, that's
there's
a point.
There's no way you've been in the good books this week at all, in any week. There's no way you've got away with anything. So come on, what's she after?
I don't know, but she's been to cricket today, so it can't be that.
That's a bit like the bloke turning up with a bunch of flowers, fresh from the petrol station for no apparent reason whatsoever.
But no, she's been remarkably nice to me. I am nervous, I must admit.
Yeah, there's something not right there.
But
she's being nice to you.
Apparently, I'm in the good books. Even Lex looked at me and went, "Are you worried?" And I went, "Yeah, I am."
Yeah.
To be honest. Let's have a bit of that. A bit. Oh yeah.
That's like Henry VIII calling you his favourite wife. It's like,
yeah. Show us on the dolly where King Henry hurt you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look at me.
Hello. Was that a little bit of a trouser burp?
There might have been. Graham Robert is in. He says, "Evening. All glad I'm still here." Enough said. Yeah, enough hints have been dropped there, Graham. Jason Martin says, I've bought a wingnut wings kit, but I want to build it. How would you approach the wood effects and rigging? Help me out, Obi-Wan, you're my last hope. Right, rigging. Where is it? It's just behind there, so let's reach over.
There's a rugby song that I will not sing right now.
A bit of that. Right. For the rigging, grab yourself some Easy Line. Some of that. I've got black and brown there, but what this is it's an elasticated cotton almost is the best way of describing it.
It's just like a rubber thread, isn't it?
Yeah, and you basically a little dab of CA glue where you want to put it and whack that on there, and then as you stretch it across, don't obviously stretch it too tight. Just do it, dab a bit of glue, and it'll just give it a tension, but it's a nice bit of rigging. The stuff that comes with the kit give to the other half for the sewing basket, because that's all it's really good for.
Yeah, don't ever use actual cotton rigging because it goes fluffy and horrible.
Yeah. Wood effects, probably the best way I tend to find doing it is with oils wood effects, but, you know, have Tai Lung do a nice oils wood set. You can use various browns and washes to get a similar wood grain effect. If the pattern's not in there, you could scribe your own wood effect pattern in. I've done that before. I did that on the beer truck build that I did for E-Models, and my Boot Hill Express I did a wood effect on. Have you got any suggestions, Guru?
Having never tried to replicate wood and never actually built a plane in the last 20 years, not really, but I would agree that, easy line. If you can't, easy line seems to be hard to get in the UK though, so if you can't get it, it's EZ-line.
Yes.
If you can't find it, look on model railway websites, because it's actually designed for model railway builders to replicate telephone lines. That's what it's for. It was designed to make telephone cables that go between telephone poles. So if you can't find it in the traditional places, have a look on model railroading websites. If you can't find it anywhere, Ammo by MIG do a similar thing. I can't remember what they call it. It's just like called rubber rigging or something. You only get about 4 feet of it there, and it's expensive. Whereas Easy Line, you pay about $5 and you get like 5,000 feet of it, and it lasts you forever. So if you can get the Easy Line, it's basically just, like Colin says, rubber thread. It's designed to stretch, if I remember rightly, 700%.
Yes, yeah.
So the idea is to pull it taut between your two super glue spots and just a tiny touch of CA glue. It's really nice stuff. It's also really good if you've got, especially if you're doing orcs. Oh. And you've got like a seam line you can't get rid of on a metal pipe. You just wrap it round as if it was rope, and it just hides all manner of sins. But yes, it's perfect for like rigging up biplanes and anything like that. Anything where you've got cables and steel wires. It's there's different thicknesses, but yeah, try and find Easy Line if you can. If not, the ammo stuff's fine. It's not very long. You pay a lot for it, and it's only like 5 foot or something.
Yeah. Graham says that brush you showed looks like one you used to clean a toilet. Yeah, it's a bit ropey, Graham, isn't it? All that brush did was one paint job. That's all it did.
Yeah.
There you go. It's better, Cole. Use the right colour.
Was that when we were doing the dry brush post shading?
Yeah, on the Liebherr Rust, wasn't it?
Yeah. And you were just hammering it in. You were like, I don't know how much pressure I'm putting on, spam.
Yeah, I did say that I was a brush destroyer. Yeah. That's bad.
Well, I did say from the start, don't use a good brush when you do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is why we have that pot of shame, folks, for all them jobs that grew good brushes. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I would say, go back to the plane thing, just YouTube's your source for doing things, because there will be videos out there of people actually doing, I'm assuming it's like a biplane or something with wooden stuff on it. So there will be people out there that have done tutorials on how to paint wood. And like Colin says, oil paints and a lot of very fine line painting, basically, I think is the... If I was doing it myself, when I've done it on little things like pick handles and spade handles on tanks and stuff, I usually start off with a base colour of a medium brown. I then wash it to get some dark in the recesses. I maybe shade it from one end to the other so it's not just one single colour, so it goes dark and then light, and then I do some very fine light grain lines over in a very light brown. But that's just me doing simple tiny things. So realistic wood, I don't know.
I've just seen whether the Boot Hill Express is nearby, because I did that in wood.
But yeah, there'll be loads of, like, you know, Colin's videos. I think you've shown it on yours, haven't you? And there's loads of tutorials online.
Yeah, I'll just dig out the Boot Hill. It's down the other end, but I've got to stand up for a sec anyway. So
yeah, there are, like Colin said, there is a wood set. I think did you say it was AK or Ammo? I can't remember.
Abteilung.
Abteilung, that's it. They do a wood set. There's also an acrylic wood set from Life Colour.
Life Colour.
Yeah, or it might be Ammo. One of the two. I can't remember now. Ted got that for his 1/16th tank, and they're just basically. It's lots of, with acrylics, it's glazes and fine line painting, I think. But then again, it's tricky. If you're doing like a biplane, it's got, say, walnut parts, it's even harder. Or it's got like wood parts that have been nicely like cleaned up on the real ship and the plane, and they've been all polished and stuff. Then you're not just doing raw wood then, are you? You're doing fancy wood.
Get some of the dust off of it.
That sounds rude. Fancy wood.
Yeah, there you go. There's the Boot Hill Express with a wood effect on it. That I did many, many years ago. That's the one I sent Tony Fairclough pictures of.
Oh, yeah.
Did all the wood grain.
Nice.
It's on it.
Looks like church pew wood, doesn't it?
Yeah. So, and that was all done with a brush, and it goes, there's all wood grain on it. I don't know how clear it's coming out on camera. Yeah. So, just layer after layer after layer, just to get wood grain, knots, and different bits and pieces.
Yeah.
And that's what you can come up with. And that, bear in mind, is just ordinary kit plastic under there, and the same with under the window. All the wood grain on there. So it can be done.
Yeah.
Rather than stretch whilst I'm live, I'll leave that on there for now.
Stretching, stretching, stretching. Right.
Well, we know what happens when I stretch. Noises may emanate.
There may be gaseous venting. Arooga.
I see what you did there.
Dee, 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 dee.
Yeah, that was done with Abtai lungs, if I remember rightly, the wood set.
Is it oils or is it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's oils, Abtai lung oils. Yeah. Trying to remember the colours they're in. Where are they?
Brown.
Yeah, it's all different shades of brown and stuff, but yeah. Ochres, burnt umbers, raw umber, all of that lot.
Ochre, you say?
Yeah, yellow ochre or tau ochre.
Tau ochre, that's a Games Workshop colour, that is.
Yeah.
You're learning your Games Workshop colours without realising it.
I know, it's scary, isn't it? Don't tell everyone, no.
It's when he starts calling out paint names without thinking, and it's all the GW paints.
Yes.
One day somebody will be like, what colour do you reckon? He'll be like, I reckon a base coat of this with a highlight of that, and then 3 of them.
You'll know I'm down the hole when I start naming Warhammer Greebles. Damn it, I've already done that, haven't I? Yeah.
You have already done that.
Still.
But the day he gives a paint scheme out to someone and names multiple paints to do it, and I'll be so proud.
I think might have done that as well.
Base coat of this, layer of that. There you go, highlights.
Yeah. That's serious whole boy then, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I won't be able to get out of it, will I?
No. Positively tie at that point.
What's going on in the chat? Sorry, guys, I'm off, says Graham. I'm feeling tired. Oh, bless. Mysterious says, same night, Colin. Absolutely. But yeah, certainly with the Wing Nut Wings kit, I'm sure there's a YouTube video of someone doing the wood effect on a wood nut wings. Wood nut wings? Wing nut wings,
wood
even.
Wings, yeah. I think you might even be able to buy wood effect decal sheets.
Oh, you can, yeah.
Like just big sheets that you can cut and trim to what you want. So that, if you get really desperate, there's always that as an option.
Yeah. There is an aftermarket set for that, isn't there? Is that the ones you mean?
I don't know. I think I've just seen just generic, here's a sheet of wood.
Wood different veneers like birch, elm and teak, and it's wood.
I suppose the trick as well is when you finish your model, is making sure the wood has a different sort of texture to the rest of it by giving it a slightly different like varnish. So for the rest of the plane's matte, then you might want your wood to have maybe a slight satin sheet to it.
I'd use one of them mecha satin varnishes,
Yeah. Because, if on the real plane the wood is actually varnished, then it's going to have a sheen to it.
Yes.
Whereas the bit next to it might just be cotton cloth over the frame, and that wouldn't have a sheen to it. So.
Absolutely. That would be matte, wouldn't it? So, yeah.
What were they made of? Was it cotton on biplanes and stuff? Was it cotton
it
over
was,
wood?
What's his name, wasn't it? It was
canvas?
Yeah, it was canvas that had dubbing on it or something, wasn't it?
Dubbing? Is that what you used to put on your hiking boots for geology class?
Yeah.
I remember that.
You used to do it on your Martin boots as well.
Having to get a pair of hiking boots, and it's like, I have to get some dubbing. I'm like, what the flipping heck's dubbing?
Yeah, dubbing? Dubbing? What the hell is dubbing?
Yeah, because we had to go on a geology field trip to, like, St David's in Wales.
Yeah.
I'd never been away from home, and I'm like, whoa! Well, I've been to Pontins in Blackpool with my family. It was like a whole week in St David's with the geology teacher from our school, the boys' school, and then there was the geology teacher from the girls' school with all the female students. They were from a different building completely, because there was a boys' school and a girls' school, and they weren't close to each other, so we didn't know each other.
Yeah.
So you got all these male geography students, and all the female geography students from the girls' school.
Yeah.
And we're staying in a youth hostel for a week. It was good times. And the best bit was, because it was a youth hostel, of course, it's like the kind of thing of like, if you go out, you've got to be back by like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Otherwise you get locked out. And, so the first couple of nights, come 10 o'clock, our geography teacher, who was a bloke, and their girls' geography, who's a woman, were patrolling and prowling at 10 o'clock at the front door. By the fourth night, we were all sat round in the lobby waiting for the two geography teachers to come back from the pub.
Are youth hostels still a thing?
The YHCA, don't know.
It used to be holiday, didn't it? You used to be able to go on a youth hostel in holiday from one to the other, but I don't know whether it's still a thing. But it used to be a big thing in the UK, didn't it? But
yeah, it was certainly great for school trips. But so there's one night, like I said, they didn't come back till about 11 o'clock, and they'd both been to the pub, and it was like, what's been going on?
Yeah.
They were very embarrassed, because it's like Mr. King and Mrs. whatever her name was.
Yeah, our geology teacher used to smell of an old man's stale pipe, It was like,
Our geology teacher was quite young, actually.
Yeah. Oh, no, ours was, I think our one was decomposing, even though he was still alive.
Well, I found out in later life by just Googling myself, like you do every now and then, that my geology teacher, for our A-levels, I think, was it A-levels? Yeah, A-level. I think I did geology A-level. We had to write our little project thing based on this field trip. And I did my project and stuff, and I basically copied some of the other guys' stuff because I didn't have a clue what I was doing. And I got 99%, and I got the top score. And I'm like, I don't know how I did that. But I found out in later life he'd written an article for some geological society because he was a member of it, and he quoted my little study.
Oh, nice one.
Which was just, me being a spotty 18-year-old at secondary school.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's good.
Happy days. Claim to fame, eh?
Yeah.
See, so you was a guru back then. You was a geology guru.
Well, no, I was learning my King Weasel ways, because all I actually did was...
King Weasel.
Well, I'm king of the weasels because I can get out of or into anything. But what I basically did was, there's a company that I think they ran a saltpeter mine or something. I don't know.
Oh, right,
now. And I was writing about saltpeter or something like that. Something like this. And I wrote to the company and said, send me some information, and they sent me all the little brochures. So I used all the information in that and cut out some pictures, and then just basically sat down with one of my fellow students and said, right, what the hell am I writing about? Because I don't know I've got all the stuff we did from the field trip. I didn't know what it all meant. And he said, this is what it means, blah, blah. Right, got it. Brilliant. Let me write that down. And then I'd got a better mark than him.
Happy days.
I don't know how that worked, but it worked. So he quoted me. So my name has been mentioned in geological circles.
I'm so proud of you,
In the Royal Society of Geological Shenanigans, or whatever it is. I don't know. The Queen's Own Rock Botherers.
Yeah. Yeah, but you've done well with Phil Harding quotes you.
Hey.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I wasn't writing about Flint, though, so...
No. Yeah, Flint napping, Tony.
Sure, you get this bit of stone here and you hit it. I nearly said something else then. You hit it. Keep it clean, it's not your channel. I'm trying.
I was going to say, that was tough for you, wasn't it?
It was painful.
That took all of your constipation, didn't it?
Yep, I had to constipate hardly. Are you painting a small child?
I am doing the little child that is driving the Forza game, and he's wearing a West Ham kit because why not?
If you can make him really realistic and paint him to look annoying, that'd be great.
I could do, yeah.
Because then it'd be a realistic child.
Want me to give him one of those really smug, pimply chops, don't you?
I just want him to make him look annoying, because that's what children are.
Oh. I was pretty lucky with mine, I must admit. Don't get me wrong, they weren't angels. They both went through that stage, but they certainly didn't bring trouble home or anything like that.
I'm sure if I had my own kids, I wouldn't find them annoying, but all other kids, annoying.
Yeah.
I'm not a lover of children.
I'd never have guessed.
I'm like Enid Blyton, but without the whole book writing thing. Enid Blyton or Roald Dahl, they both hated children, apparently.
I'm lucky, like I say, they've turned into really, really nice, polite gents, you know. Yeah, I'm proud to call them me sons, and I'm proud to call them me mates, because, you know...
Despite their father, they've turned out really good.
Yeah, exactly. They have, to be quite honest with you, because when I look at what I was like...
Yeah, but the big difference is that you didn't have H as your mum, keeping you on the straight and narrow.
Oh, yeah. Well, she had all three of us to raise, didn't she?
Yeah. But imagine if H was your mum. You wouldn't cross H. You would have been a choir boy.
Yeah, I must admit, it's nice when you get feedback from other people about them. You know, and they'll say, your lad's nice. They're so polite and respectful to people. And it's nice because it lets you know you did your job right, doesn't it? It's
nice when you get feedback about your kids and they're not people in uniform.
Yeah. Well, this is it. That's what my mum had. You know, she used to, you know, never played well with others. It's like, you're not helping me, mum. But yeah. You know, they went through their terrible teens wayward bit, but it didn't last long.
Well, that's just being a teenager, and everybody goes through that.
Once they realised we didn't have a shock factor, because we'd pretty much done all of that lot ourselves.
Yeah. So don't kid a kid, son.
Yeah, you know, their attempts at bad haircuts, dye jobs and all of that lot. And today I'm a punk rocker, and that's like, yeah, we kind of done that when it was original. Because when my boy had his bright orange hair, my mum dug out the photos of me with me Mohican. She went, your dad had that. That ain't my dad, is it? Yeah. See, so you think you're shocking him. He's been there and done it, love.
Yeah, however much moxie you think you've got, we had twice as much.
Yeah. And there's your mum when she first met your dad. She's a goth. And, yeah, Ellen's there dressed up like bloody Elvira. It's like...
It was painful to do for you and your mum. For you and H.
Yeah.
You and your mum. For you, it was painful to do for you and H, but it had to be done.
I also remember the first time I took H home to me mum. And she was in full vampire mode back then, with the big hair, the big makeup, the big long black nails, you know, proper. My mum, she's like, oh, she's lovely. And I'm like, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, you so don't mean that, do you? Yeah. It was only years later, she says, I was shocked when I first saw her. She said, but that was her mistake, judging the book or reading the book by its cover. She said, but it was funny.
Mm-hmm. I could just imagine you being a complete nervous wreck taking somebody home to meet your mum.
Yeah, I was, to be honest with you, because, you know, I'd already made me mind up. You know, I'd been seeing H a little while, and I just knew that she would be good for me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because she didn't take no prisoners, and I kind of respected her straight away for that. And that's why I took her home to meet me mum, because... Like I've said with you, you know, our friendship, we're mates, and like I've said to you before, you're like a brother, you're like family, and I don't say that to a lot of people because, you know, it's difficult to form friendships, isn't it? And So when I took her home to meet me mum kind of knew I was serious because I'd never taken a girlfriend home before.
Yeah, so she knew it was serious when you did that.
Yeah, you know, and you know, how long you been seeing each other? 6 months, you know, that sort of thing. And, you know, mum was like, yeah, lovely to meet. And she went, I was shocked at first, she said, but once I sat and spent time with her, she said, I got what your attraction is, she said, because she don't take none of your shenanigans. Got to clean that up.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I think your mum was like, once she realised that it had lasted 6 months and she put up with you for 6 months,
Oh,
that was
yeah.
that was it.
As soon as we got engaged, the first thing she said to H was, it's yours now. it's your problem now.
Well, that's the thing with you is, right, like most parents will demand certain qualities and put like the prospective son or daughter-in-law through various hoops, but your mum knew that you'd already put H through those hoops by the fact she was still there.
Oh, so yeah. Absolutely.
You were your own suitability test, so your mum was like, yeah, it's fine. She's still here. She's obviously fine.
Oh, yeah. And, you know, it's like me mum said to her, you know, you'll be good for him. She said, because I've tried for 18 years to keep him on the straight and narrow and haven't always been able to do it. She said, you've been with him 6 months and it's like he's a different person. So you're doing something right.
Yeah.
She said, but he will keep you on your toes. He will challenge you, love. And she was right. You know, I have kept H on her toes, bless her. Sometimes she smacks her head and goes, oh, why are you so demanding? I go, because I can be.
Yeah.
So, but you'd be lost if I wasn't.
It's like, why did I put up with this? It was your choice. Shut up.
Yeah, you made your choice, dear.
Don't remind me.
It is funny.
Mm. I mean, it is. I'm bored of painting gloves now.
I kind of sometimes sit there and I question myself, thinking, how the hell did I think I'd be able to get away with it?
Well, you
still got to try, though, haven't you?
You normally think that after you haven't got away with it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my post-analysis process, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not that you got away with it and thought, how did I think I'd have it? It's more a case of, I didn't get away with it. Why did I actually think I would get away with it?
She often says it. Why, you think you would have learnt over the last 30 years? And I'm like, yeah, but...
How long have you known me? Yeah.
Yeah, still got to keep you on your toes, love, just in case there might be that one time that you let me get away with it.
Still got to keep you on your toes. I bet she loves when you say that.
Oh, yeah.
But that's the favourite thing. That's her favourite thing that you say, that is.
Yeah. Normally, she'll just look at me and go, can't you just give me one day off? Why, love? You'd be lost without me. And then that's the look that you get, isn't it? It's that
look that you'd think, I'm just going to shut up now.
Yeah, it's that look of, nah, she wouldn't be lost. That's her saying, don't push your luck again. Yeah.
It's that look of,
so Marcy, do you think you could put up with me for a week, love?
Yeah, it's that look of, I didn't see that line that I just crossed over, did I? No, I didn't see it, did I? No.
Yeah. I'm like that pole vaulter trying to jump a 16-foot beam with a 3-foot pole. Yeah, no, but I'll have a go.
By God, you'll try.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely, mate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right, what colour do I do that steering wheel? Black.
Pink.
With a bit of silver. Have you a bit of that? Boom, and
I'm glad this isn't a neat and tidy painting stage, because I'd be dying of boredom right now.
Oh, yeah, mine a neat and tidy stage. It's, yeah, that's what...
It will be later on, but that'll just be for highlights and stuff.
That's
so
bronze, you spike.
I can cope with that.
Nothing like black. Why have you picked up bronze?
Why don't you just close your eyes and grab a paint pot at random and that's your colour? Live on the edge.
Don't tell me that. It's been a traumatic evening, mate, isn't it? I've been Skyped this evening, so I'm struggling.
Yeah.
It's been a traumatic evening for me.
You experienced something tonight that I've been experiencing for years.
Yeah. And it's like, yeah.
I says to him, somebody wants to contact you on Skype. Oh, yeah. I'll see you in about 2 hours.
All enthusiastic I was.
Yeah, and by the way, it's Friday night and the drinks cabinet's been opened. Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He's a lovely fella.
Yeah, he is. He is. It was fun. The thing is that I just had this image. Oh, my bestest friend, you know, and it was like...
Obviously, we're not going to name who we're talking about, but...
It was sweet.
Yeah. It was very nice of him.
He's
a very nice fella. Very, very nice fella.
It was. It was just a little bit of kudos, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
I keep finding it weird every time I put like my little finger on, say, the helmet of the dude when I'm painting him, and it's cold because it's a metal miniature. Steady. Yeah.
You knew what I was thinking, didn't you?
Yeah, because you like a book, dude.
Yeah, because I am 5.5, you know, let's be honest.
But it still surprised me when it feels cold and you're like, why is it? Oh, it's not plastic.
Oh, what's the chat doing there? Bench is sorting through electronic components, says Jeff, to build a little Morse code transceiver radio. Oh, nice. Ooh. John says plastic, just 250 parts to go. Nice one. PJ says to Jeff, I thought you had built one already. Jeff says, yeah, good memory. I built one a couple of years ago. He's working on one similar. I did the oscilloscope kit, Jeff, and that was fun. Little electronics kit that I managed to get hold of, and it was a little miniature oscilloscope, and that was great fun.
My friend Martin, who was the other character in the Avoid Spikes comic strips, definitely earned his nerd card, because like, we're all nerds, right? But he is the king of nerds, and he's my nerd hero in a way, because he, for no reason at all other than he wanted one, bought an oscilloscope.
Good man.
An actual proper laboratory oscilloscope.
Yeah, full size. Yeah,
just so he could have one, and he did a little bit of electronickery with it, but other than that, he just had it because he had one. And I'm like, dude, I'm not worthy.
No, that takes it to a whole new level, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I can imagine Jeff's place is a right little gadgets cave.
Oh, yeah. He brought it round to show me, and I said, did you realise I can now say that I was in this house for the one and only time that an oscilloscope was operated within the walls of this house. And I was there to witness it, because at no other time in history will an oscilloscope ever be operated in this house. I can imagine that would never happen again. So it's like being there for the conjunction of the planets or something. It's just...
Absolutely. All right, so we got a bit of that on there. What else do we want? A bit more flesh to get rid of some of that.
We always want a bit more flesh, lads. Come on. Steady. We always want a bit more flesh.
There it is.
Nee.
Edward Leonard is in. Squishy alert, squishy alert, squishy alert.
Hang on, I've got a... Good, because I had paint on my brush and an itch on my arm.
There you go, mate. Not as good as one of Fox's squishies, but hey. There you go. See, Edward now will be inwardly very happy.
You got double squishies. I was playing Starfire the other day, and I opened a container to see what loot lay within.
Mm-hmm.
Would it be a lovely gun? Would it be some clothing or just credits? What would it be? And when I opened it, inside was a jar.
Ooh.
And in the jar was a little bit of it was like a big massive, like a big massive, preserve jar. In the bottom was a few rocks. And then in the jar were floating 3 little tiny jellyfish.
Oh.
And it was called Microfloater Terrarium. And they glowed, and they would go around in little circles like that. So it now sits on the dashboard of my spaceship.
Oh.
And I take it with me everywhere I go, my little microfloaters. And I thought of Edward when I got so I said, I'm not going to sell that, I'm going to keep that on my ship.
No.
I was like, oh, squishies!
Doing well in that game, you're enjoying it.
Yeah, it's good. I've not had a lot of time in it, but...
No, you found a few glitches as well, haven't you?
Oh, well, yeah, they're kind of publicly known. I found a few places where you can get loads of extra weapons and ammo for free. It's quite good. Mm-hmm. I may accidentally have a couple of million credits for no reason at all.
Oh, really? You've already latched onto that then?
Just accidentally, clip through this wall and jump through empty space.
Yeah, I may have watched the YouTube link that you sent me.
Yeah. To accidentally get a couple of million credits. No, I'm really enjoying it. I will be honest and say it's not sucking me in like, say, Fallout and Skyrim did.
Right.
Not quite the same, but that's not necessarily because the game's not as good. Part of it might just be it's not new to me anymore. When I first played Fallout, I'd never played that kind of game before, and I was amazed. When I first played Skyrim, that was like the next thing up from Fallout 3, so it's like, this is amazing. This one is more like, I'm kind of used to it now, so...
Yeah, see, I've got all of that newbie goodness, see, it's all new to me, so...
Mm-hmm.
I am rather spoilt, aren't I, for games.
You are. You've got many games to experience.
I know. Scary,
basically, for you, it's basically 2001. Halo has just come out.
Yeah, everything is new to me on there.
Yeah, it's 2001. It's about September. And at some point in the near future, you will load up Halo. And then you'll start forward, and eventually you'll get to the modern day. But right now, it's 2001 in your Xbox.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe even slightly earlier.
It's fun. I'll put it on there this week if I get a chance.
I reckon you should go through all your games and work out chronologically when they all came out and play them in chronological order. So you can experience the development of games as they actually progressed.
It's a good idea.
That'd be interesting. It's a bit anal though, but it'd be interesting to do it in that order. I read this article once about this guy he was a lifelong gamer and he'd always kept all his consoles and everything. So when he had a kid, this is like the 2015, I think, when he had a kid, he said, what I did was when my kid was old enough to play a game, I started him off on a Pong machine. Mm-hmm. And then I moved him up to like an Nintendo, and then I moved him slowly through the different eras of gaming. Like he played on the SNES for a while, then he moved on to an Amiga, and then so basically he followed me, and I brought him into gaming chronologically. And as he got to a certain age and outgrew the console he was playing on, I moved him on to the next one along. Mm. So when he was in his early teens, of course, he was like playing TurboGrafx and Sega Saturn and stuff and fighting games. And they said by the time he hit his 20s, he was moving into original Xbox territory.
Oh, nice one.
And he said the funny thing was I started off when he was little, just so he could learn gaming from the start and appreciate it. But he took to it so well that he didn't actually want to jump ahead. He said, I want to keep going in. So when he was like 18 and 19, he was just starting to play regular, when all his friends were playing like, Xbox One. He said, no, it's 2001. I'm just learning. Yeah. I want to play PS2. I want to play Xbox, original Xbox. Because he was really on board with it. I was like, that's a really good way of doing it. Get your kid to grow up with the games.
That's what I'm doing. I'm the child growing up with the games. It's like
you are. Well, you're the child. I wouldn't say you're growing up.
I thought I'd try and stretch it, but even you wouldn't let me get away with that, would you?
No. Even I wouldn't let that pass.
Soon as I said it, I realised the error of my ways. Edward Leonard's belly is sausage, pizza, bench. Weather was a little better, so we got the Prime's 172nd Falcon. And beverage is Jim Beam and beer. Nice.
Never been into whiskey and stuff. I don't know why. Can't drink spirits.
I used to drink Jack constantly, but yeah. Captain Morgan rum was another of my favourites. A bit of Lamb's Navy rum as well, but yeah, I was a spirits person, and the occasional Guinness.
I was going to do just something on my computer later. Hang on. But yeah, the thing with me is with spirits is if I drink beer and stuff and I get drunk, I might get hungover. If I drink spirits, I'm just violently ill, and I never enjoyed it.
I only ever had 2 hangovers, and that was it. So, enough for me.
I mean, we've all had that the morning after and feeling like a dog's backside, but after spirits, I never want to feel that. I just feel horrible. It's like, no, it's not worth the next day. It's just not worth the next day.
I did the whole snake bite and Pernod thing one night. I woke up in the middle of a roundabout in a wheelie bin. That was great.
Snake bite and Pernod?
Yeah, snake bite and Pernod, yeah.
I mean, we had snake bite and black.
Yeah, no, it was snake bite with Pernod depth charges.
Oof. No, we had snake bite and I guess it was Ribena, wasn't it, for the black?
Yeah.
Blackcurrant, generic blackcurrant.
Yeah, so, yeah, I vowed then that I'd never get myself that drunk again, so...
That's the point. What was the actual snake bite?
Was cider and lager.
Cider and that's what it was. I couldn't actually remember. I'm thinking, what was the actual snake bite? Because I don't like cider, but I quite like snake bite and black.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's what it was. And
in the days before I had proper beer.
Exactly, in the days before I discovered the pleasure of a real ale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to drink. I mean, I with some sadness think back to the days when I used to go in the pub and have like Budweiser. God.
Yeah.
And then eventually I learned to drink proper beer.
Yeah, you do question your judgment back then, don't we?
Yeah, and then when I discovered ale. I mean, it was a slow introduction because it started off with just like, I think at first it was like Boddingtons.
Oh yeah, the Boddingtons on not bitter.
Yeah, we used to go into the pub on a Saturday or on a Sunday like lunchtime, and then stay there all day. But we'd drink slowly throughout the course of the day, and you can't really do that with fizzy lager crap.
Yeah.
So we used to do it with like Boddingtons or Guinness, and we'd just milk our pints, and we wouldn't be like trolleyed by the end of the day. We'd just be like, oh, nicely.
Yeah.
It was just an all-day sesh, not there to get drunk, just hang with your mates, and that sort of got me into non-fizzy lager crap.
Yeah, I often sit and think back to some of the crud that we drunk back then, and it's like, yeah.
The other day I mean, I don't really drink anymore just because I just don't really drink anymore. And Mama Wolf can't drink alcohol now anyway. But speaking to the doctors, they're like, she can drink non-alcoholic beer because that's basically, if it's properly non-alcoholic, it's actually hydrating her.
Yeah.
So it's a sneaky way to hydrate her. Well, okay. So, but I've said before, she quite likes the San Miguel zero alcohol, and I must admit, I quite like it. It's quite sweet.
Yeah.
So if she's been good, she gets a bottle of that. But one week we couldn't get anything from our local store. They didn't have any of the San Miguel in or any of the other stuff. So the only thing they had were like these cans of like Budweiser zero alcohol beer.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, ugh. I suppose it's better than nothing.
Absolutely. Hugh's in, saying hello. Hello, Hugh.
Hello, Hugh. So we got these little cans, and I have to tell you, I took one sip, and it was the worst thing I've ever had in my mouth in my entire life. And I've had some things in my mouth. I spat it straight. It was just like, how do people even drink? I just poured them all out into the sink. I was like, this is garbage. It did not taste nice or pleasing in it. I was like, how did this even get? How did you get this brew? Yeah, here's our new brew. We're going to market it as zero. What do you think? Yes, that's terrible. Let's sell it. What?
Yeah.
Awful. Absolutely horrible. It wasn't even in any way a pleasant flavour.
Yeah, what's the worst thing we can put in a bottle and try to sell to people?
Yeah, it's just like, I'm not saying it's bad, but it tasted like I'd already drunk it.
Yeah, it's almost like it's been through someone already.
Yeah. Horrible. But she quite likes the San Miguel, which it is actually quite nice, so I can give her that as treats now when she's been good. And sneakily hydrate her at the same time.
Yeah, my mum still does her glass of stout every night, bless her.
Yeah.
She's got to have her glass of stout.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Did I detect a disturbance in the force?
Would be an ecumenical matter.
A little bit of rumble there, a bit of thunder coming on, dear. Said Bagpuss. Well, hello. I heard that one. Welcome to the House of Horrors.
Yeah. One.
That was a proper creaky door, that was. Bit gassy tonight, aren't you?
I am up at me. Apologies, folks.
Bit of a gassy bird tonight. Let's have a look at chat. There's no new chat. Fantastic.
No, Husing. Any questions, feel free to ask us in the chat. Fox will gladly answer all of your questions.
Hey. We're both doing like sticky out tongue painting, so we're easy to forget.
Oh, yeah, I'm nearly done on this little kit. I've only got me wipers to put on, and that'll be ready to get polished later and photographed tomorrow afternoon in its little dio.
You're going to polish your little one?
Yeah, I see what you did.
It's funny, it's weird to say it, Rob, but I think me and Colin are so relaxed when we do these streams that sometimes we actually forget we're doing a stream.
We actually forget we're live, to be honest with you.
Yeah, if we ever sit here and suddenly go quiet and start ignoring it, it's not that it's just that sometimes we actually forget because we're just so chilled. We just think we're hanging out, and it's like, oh crap, there's a load of people actually watching. I forgot.
Yeah, it's like, that's what everyone's there for. Hello.
That's what I forgot. The entire audience.
Yeah. We are notoriously bad, but we know we are, and we don't mean anything by it. It's just
notorious BAD.
And dare I say it, most people have got it on whilst they're at the bench and are probably not watching, so... Watching. Mushroom. Bit of background noise, isn't it? That's what we are.
You're a bit of background noise.
I love being background noise. You will go on, you little git.
For you, Tommy, the voice over. You will go on now. Ja, das ist richtig. Yeah, it's weird with Starfield. I can't say that I'm sitting here wishing I was playing it every day.
Oh, right,
like when I started playing Fallout 3 at first, or when I first started playing Skyrim, I'd be at work and I'd spend all day at work daydreaming about being back home playing Skyrim or Fallout 3.
Oh, right, yeah.
I can't say I'm like that with Starfield.
Yeah,
but
that's
again,
a shame.
I think it's because, A, it's not anything new to me. It's not all new and exciting like Fallout 3 and Skyrim were, but at the same time, I think I'm just kind of harder to excite nowadays because I've seen it before.
Is it because you've got so used to the Bethesda format, do you think?
Yeah.
So you kind of know what gameplay is going to be, you know the controls, you more or less know roughly it's going to be a similar story. So
I think there is, to be honest, a lot less like in Fallout and Skyrim. It's just walk off across the landscape and see what happens as you go along, and you don't really get that in Skyrim, in Starfield.
Yeah.
But when I'm playing it, I'm absolutely absorbed and happy as a pig in poop. But when I'm not playing it, I don't find myself daydreaming that I was playing. I do occasionally, but I don't sit there going, "Oh, I need to do this now because I need to go and play it." Oh.
Yeah, you don't need your fix.
Yeah. Now it could just be because I'm older and I just don't get like that anymore.
Yeah, it could be.
It could just be I'm used to the Bethesda way. I don't know. But it is still a really, really good game, and I'm loving it. I'm also going to sneeze any moment.
Good man.
Stand by for large explosions. I might not. I can just kind of feel it teasing me. Oh. Swig of water is what I need. I'm sitting here thinking, oh, I've almost finished all the dudes, and then I'm over here and I'm like, oh yes, I've got all these heavy weapons with like 2 dudes on each. No.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, I perhaps haven't finished all the dudes. Yeah.
I forgot about those. Curses. Slow but slow. Tim Nice but Tim. Edward Leonard says, as a young man, I did do some wild drinking things, lol. These days, it's a casual couple to take a bite out of my leg pains so I can get to sleep without taking opioids. Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, that is the thing, isn't it, at our age?
Yeah. I mean, I used to go to the pub and stuff with my mates quite often, but as they've all moved away or, got married and stuff, I don't see my mates that often, so I'm not going to go to the pub by myself. I don't really drink at home because it's kind of boring.
No, I couldn't do the whole pub thing on my own, because, mind you, though, saying that, I mean, could you afford to drink in a pub now?
Oh, God, no. I mean, there's some country pubs around here where once or twice I did go in with a nice book, a good book, and just sit in the corner and read, and a pint. I did that a couple of times. It was quite pleasant because it was a small country pub and quiet. And that was quite nice.
Yeah, I mean, what's a pint cost in a pub now in the UK? 7, 8 quid, something like that?
70 quid, 120 quid?
I've got no idea, but it ain't cheap, is it? So,
no.
Yeah, bloody rip-off if you ask me. But, hey, that will get me onto a whole wealth of stuff. But
don't start on that.
What are you doing?
Just remember, the safe word is Toblerone.
You get. That's not fair. You rotter. Clean that up, didn't I?
You did.
Right, I've got more decals, but I don't know where they go. There you go. They go on there. Right, that one goes there. 53. There's 51. That goes there. Middle.
I probably should have painted the gun before I painted the hand, but
53. Yeah.
You can all tidy it up later.
54's on the door. Right, so that's where they all go. So I'll sit and do them. Get in.
I still need to make my decal sheet to send to you for my Bluey car.
Yeah, that's funny. I was looking at that earlier. I'm going to have to pull my finger out and get the base started on it. So I might dig that out at some point during the week.
I was debating whether to have a go with that tonight, but I didn't in the end.
I might have a go with it next week. Because it's one of them. It needs to come off the shelf, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Why did I put my tweezers? They're right in front of you, you blind.
Up your bum. No?
Doofus.
Doofus. You're a doofus.
Oh, well, at least it made me stand up for a minute.
Yeah. Please be upstanding.
Right.
Do. I was watching
don't need that.
I was watching a Dara O'Brien stand-up show last night.
Oh, right, yeah.
He did a show in Ireland, and there's one bit he's talking about basically having one testicle.
Oh, right, yeah.
Because apparently he does.
Yes.
And at first they were like, right, he said, I went in and I was only 18, and I was terrified. Because, you don't know when you're 18. He said, yeah, what we're going to have to do a little bit of minor surgery. We'll go in and we'll just see if we can find and get it to drop down, because it's probably just not dropped.
Oh, right, yeah. He had a gnarly nut then.
Well, it turns out he didn't have a second one, but they didn't know at that point.
Yeah.
He said, but there is a chance there just isn't one. Maybe you just got one. That's just sometimes that happens.
Yeah.
He said, I said to the doctor, so I said, because I was terrified, he's like, what happens if I've only got one? I mean, how is having one different to having two? Is it worse? He said, and the doctor looked at me and he said, yeah, the only real difference is if you've only got one testicle, you don't have any depth perception. And I was having a swig of coffee at the time. I just pat my cock because it just took me by surprise.
Yeah. Oh, quality.
He said, no, it doesn't make any difference.
I still do the
there's
business.
There's redundancy up to 50. There's 50% redundancy. You're fine.
Yeah.
And he said he'd been talking about a wisdom teeth, how he only ever had 3 wisdom teeth and not 4. And he said, so basically I was angry because there was a testicle and a wisdom tooth moving around my body somewhere, having adventures that I didn't know about.
I had too many teeth. I had extra
I did
molars.
wonder how you were going to finish. I did wonder how you were going to finish that sentence.
Mm.
No, I've never had wisdom teeth. That's a strange thing.
No, I had the extra molars and the wisdom teeth removed at the hospital. So
I'm lucky that I've never had my wisdom teeth come through.
Yeah.
So I used to
Fair
work with
play.
a girl who had. I used to work with a girl who had double set of teeth.
Yeah.
So she had teeth, and then behind the teeth she had
Yeah.
another set of teeth.
Yeah.
All front and back, at top and bottom. It was weird and kind of slightly exciting at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
It was very strange. She was actually very hot as well, which kind of made it kind of more intriguing. Because she said one day, I've got like double teeth. And I went, you what? She said, I've got double teeth. I went, wait, what? She was very hot. But not that people stood around looking into her mouth very often, so.
No.
We're like, what? Is that even a thing you can have? Yeah.
Edward says, I recently stripped the chrome off an AMT truck kit and have a question. Did anyone do this and the parts still have a brownish varnish looking layer that is still thick enough to obscure? Yeah, that's the stuff they put on before they put the chrome on. I can't think what they call it, but I use Oven Bright and that'll take that off as well, Edward. So I don't know whether you've got Rinseaid or Purple Power or something like that. I use an oven cleaner to do mine, and it takes that off as well.
Yeah, I think in the States and Canada it's Purple Power and greens.
Simple
stuff,
green.
But not that Simple Green, that's the one.
Yeah.
But they're more like all-purpose cleaners. I don't know how they're as good. But yeah, Oven Bright's like a bleach-based oven cleaner paste. It's like gloop. It's like gel.
Yeah.
Really quite potent.
It is brutal, mate.
Oh, yeah. It's quite amazing when you actually get chrome plate parts and you take off the chrome plate, especially Bandai, and they're just made of this weird translucent plastic. And you're like, oh, that's weird.
I mean, you saw it on the live stream that time when I dug the Oven Bright out. It's super quick.
Yeah. I mean, on Bandai kits, it can take up to like 24 hours. But the one thing I would say with Oven Bright is it is very, very caustic.
Yes.
Be careful. I know this because when I was stripping the frame of the something or other Gundam, the one I didn't, Destiny Gundam, which is not a very good kit, don't bother. I spilled a blop of it on the bathroom carpet and it burnt straight through the carpet within about 2 minutes. There's a big brown hole in the middle of the bathroom carpet that I kept hidden away under a rug for 15 years until we had to take the rug away, because Mama Wolf was using a frame and couldn't have rugs. And she's like, what's that big brown mark? And I went,
yeah.
Did I not tell you about that? No.
Oh, Mum, I won't do it again.
Thought I told you about that. Yeah, no, it just burnt through the carpet. So, yeah. And yes, we have a bathroom carpet.
Yeah.
Not my fault.
I did all the chrome. I was building on here where I stripped the chrome. But yeah.
Was your
Can't remember what it was now, but I stripped the chrome off on this live stream. But yeah.
It was the 50 style truck or something, wasn't it?
Oh, it was the Indy Pace car. That was it.
The Indy Pace car, that's the one.
Yeah, was the last one I did. So, yeah. That's Oven Bright. I don't know whether you get that in the States or not.
I don't think they do.
But
But
it
get
is.
something similar. It's like a thick gel, basically.
Yeah. If you have an oven cleaner out there where you put it on your oven racks and put them in a bag,
Yeah,
that's the stuff you want.
I think it's like bleach and the stuff that you take nails off with, and the stuff that you bleach
bleach
hair
and
with.
acetone.
Acetone, and there's the stuff. What's the stuff you bleach your hair with?
Peroxide.
That's it. Probably all of those. That's why you're not supposed to breathe the fumes in, because you'll just die of exploding or something. Edward says he's tried Purple Power and he'll have to try Oven Cleaner.
Yeah.
It does depend. A lot of places do it differently. Like Bandai, I think they electroplate their parts somehow.
Oh, yeah.
So their plastic under the silver is just like translucent. It's like foggy clear plastic. It's like a transparent bone colour.
Yeah.
But some kits like the AMT, they put like a layer on the plastic first to make it dark, and then they put the silver paint on top.
That's it, yeah. I think that's the layer Edward's referring to, yeah.
Yeah. Like if you were painting creme, you do a gloss black coat first, and then it's the same kind of thing, but
yeah.
more cheaper. I need a black. Where is mine? No, I'll have Corvus black. I'll be alright. Actually, I've just Abaddon black. Have I got Abaddon black? Is it here or is it hidden away? I'm going to have to go rummaging.
Yeah, go for a rummage. Abaddon black coming in. Calling Abaddon black. I do realise now that is going to be the one colour that you don't have, isn't it?
Oh, my legs have all gone to sleep. Oh,
I can imagine you're like me. I tend to have a couple of pots reserved of my most used paints because...
Well, I'm actually rubbish because what I tend to do is I tend to go, right, I need this colour, I've got none left. And then I just have to stop until I've ordered some.
Oh, really? Oh, you are bad.
Because I'm rubbish at keeping track of what colours I've actually got. Abaddon black. Boom.
That sounds so wrong.
Why? Why? I don't understand. Explain.
No, I'm not explaining because I'll lose my monetisation. It sounds very wrong. That
Explain.
Noise.
Explain. I never know what to paint underneath, like greatcoats and stuff.
Cheese.
Oh, cheese. Like on these guys with greatcoats because it's solid. So it's like, do you just paint it black or it? On the other guys, I've painted it the same colour as their trousers, the kind of blue.
Why don't
colour.
you do it Skaven Blight Dinge so it's semi-shadow?
I've started painting it black now.
I just quoted a Warhammer colour, didn't I?
You did, didn't you? I'm proud of you, son. I'm filling up.
Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it.
I told you this day would come. Every now and then I get the strong desire to go on eBay and buy a blankety-blank checkbook and pen.
I would never have guessed that you've been humming the theme tune there.
Just so... Hum the theme tune, write the theme tune.
Other theme tunes are available, of course.
It'd have to be one of the original one, not the Lily Savage one, because that was rubbish. An original Tezza.
Yeah. Someone paid a lot of money for his microphone, didn't they, recently at an auction?
Did I?
Yeah.
What, this is his wand?
Yeah, his little skinny mic.
One that didn't get bent by Kenny Everett.
Oh, every show, wouldn't it? And they weren't cheap, them microphones, either.
Yeah.
I'm Blade. Oh.
Yeah, I'm Blade. Do you realise Kenny Everett would be like approaching 80 now, if he was still alive?
Yeah, bless him.
He'd be in his 70s. He'd be in his 70s at least.
Yeah. Very innovative. For his time was Kenny Everett.
Oh, yeah.
Anyone who can sit on a primetime BBC show for 10 years with a character called Cupid Stunts and the BBC didn't realise the anagram is legend to me.
I think anyone that can actually get themselves fired from a pirate radio show is kind of the fact you can getting fired from the BBC was one thing. He also got fired from a bit of
Radio Caroline, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. And it's like, how do you even get yourself fired? It's like getting fired from GB News. It's just...
Oh, yeah, it was legendary. The thing with Kenny Everett is he had his mind on what he wanted to do, how he wanted to do it, and he just went and done it. And dealt with the consequences of fallout afterwards. But he was never malicious or nasty. It was...
I watched a documentary about him a while ago, and it was amazing when he was doing his radio show. The thing that amazed his employers that said, "We'll give him a job," is that he'd sit there and he'd record all the jingles.
Yes.
All the little breaks and jingles and stuff. He'd do them all himself at home.
Yeah.
And nobody really did them at that point. He kind of started doing that.
Yeah, he was well ahead of his time, I think.
Oh, yeah.
And, yeah. Very sad loss.
Yeah.
Died very young, didn't he? Well, I say very young, but he wasn't an old man, put it that way.
No. He wasn't a great old fella.
Was it AIDS, wasn't it, in the end that got him? I think it was, wasn't it?
Well, yeah. Complications from HIV.
Yeah, bless him, but... Yeah, try not to smack into your stream deck, Cole, there, mate, because, yeah.
Yeah, don't smack into your microphone.
Oh, what's... yeah, he'll try otherwise, says Edward, I'll bin the whole thing, because it's not a very good kit anyway. Oven cleaner is probably $10, probably not worth the money or time spent on it anymore. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, mate.
Why not just prime over this weird brown stuff and...
Yeah. Why not Scotch Brite the chrome and just spray straight over it then? Might be another option.
Storm Parliament and demand they import British oven cleaning products.
That's what it did there.
Or Congress or whichever.
That'd be Congress, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Your national political system may vary. Super match game? Bomb.
I'll take it old Smoking Joe's still alive over there, because we don't hear anything now, do we?
What, you mean like the president?
Yeah, stateside. We don't hear anything now.
You do? Well, I do. I read the news.
Yeah, I don't.
I read the news.
Probably why I don't hear anything, to be honest with you.
You don't hear anything from them. Do you read the news? No.
I can't remember the last time I bought a newspaper.
Oh, God, no. No.
Because I got so fed up with the Murdoch press, so to speak.
Yeah, I don't mind newspapers. No, I mean, part of my daily routine, I have like a list of websites that I'd go to every day, just at the start of the day, just to begin my routine.
Oh, right, yeah.
And there's like, there's video game websites, there's some science websites, but there's like BBC and CNN and stuff in there as well.
So you're a bit of press. Are you a bit of a news hound junkie, are you then?
Not really, but I like to see what's happening in the world. I'm not like taking a great interest in it or anything. It's just, I like to see what's going on.
I get fed up with all the doom and gloom because as a depressive, it sets me off. So I tend to get sent out the room if Sky News is on, especially with Kay Burley, because I start throwing me slippers at the telly and stuff like that and getting agitated. So I get escorted out.
Yes. No,
She likes to know what's going on in the world.
Yeah, I like to keep what's going on. It's not always happy, but I'm avidly following what's happening in Ukraine at the moment. Obviously, I'm following that.
Yes, yeah.
But just generally, just generally world affairs. And it was only really since T became president in 2016 that I took an interest in like world politics, and that kind of got me into it because obviously that was such a car crash TV that you couldn't not watch.
Well, this is it. It used to be on every day, didn't it, with tweets and things like that. And it was, for me, that seemed quite bizarre that a sitting president was openly discussing policy on social media. I just thought that a bit strange.
But that kind of got me in the habit of checking news every day anyway. So,
and highly dangerous, to be quite honest with you. But
yeah. But anyway, so I was. And now I just like to see what's going on. See what is happening in the world. I'm really regretting gluing these guys to these bases now because it's really actually impossible to get the paintbrush under there.
Mm.
And I've got to paint his jacket and everything. It's like, well, I couldn't have not glued him to the base because if I tried to paint him, I've got to glue him to the gun and the base.
Oh,
trying to do that when he's been painted with CA glue.
Yeah.
That wouldn't have been fun. So I'm kind of a bit knackered with these now. I'm going to have to kind of just trust washes to do a lot of hiding.
Hiding all the things, hiding all the things.
Hiding all the things, thank you much, that I can't see.
Hiding all the things, like and subscribe.
I just have to hope that if I'm having trouble painting it, then whoever buys this, if I ever sell it, will have trouble seeing it. Maybe. Or
Does
when I
it
take
come with a
picture of it.
disclaimer? Best viewed from at least 2 feet away.
Best viewed from never picking it up.
Right.
I think it'll kind of, you can kind of get away with it a bit.
So that is that. Let's
Super Magic Game.
That's
Super
right.
Magic Game. Boom.
Okay, let's bung that in there. Oh.
Got to get into all these little bits of straps and belts and things yet, and they're all under there.
Good mate, just straps.
Can barely see them.
You are a strap.
All your straps are belong to us. What time do you want to go till, Spud?
What are we now? 2:15.
Okay. Still cool.
Couple of hours. Gives us a couple of hours, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Right, so that's that done. Just going to let that all dry now, but that's the little game truck pretty much done now. Just cute.
Game truck. Look at that.
So
That's just mint.
I'll take some pictures of that in its little dio and I'll put them up on the group over the weekend.
See, I love the
folks.
fact you've given it a gloss level that's not super shiny show car. It's just actual vehicle in real life.
Oh
it's
yeah, I want it to look like
it's
I want it to look like it's been used and abused.
yeah,
you know,
got a realistic shine level.
yeah, it's got a few scratches on it, a little bit of rust on the one of the wings, you know, but yeah, just looks like it's been used and abused, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it's different, you know. It's a cheap little Aoshima truck. But yeah, and it's got its Festa fruit machine. I've personalised it with Xbox games that are relevant at the moment. Shame because I could have put Starfield on there, but it hadn't been released. But yeah, but there's still time. I could always do a Starfield decal. But yeah, so that's that done.
Cool. I'll see mine at some point.
Yeah, so I've enjoyed doing that little truck. Next up is going to be a little bit on the old Goliath. A little bit of Fenrisian grey will go over that now because it's had a base layer of, I do believe, the Fang. The Fang.
Ooh, you're naming your paints.
Yeah, it was the Fang, and it's had a little bit of rust grey on there as well.
And then Fenrisian grey for a highlight. You're learning your triads.
Oh, no, it's scary, isn't it, eh?
Yeah. The Fang, rust grey, Fenrisian grey. It's a good little triad of base, layer and highlight.
Oh, no, scary, isn't it?
It's also what the colour scheme used for Space Wolves as well.
Yeah, you are proud of me, aren't you?
I am proud of you. You're now ready to paint Space Wolves.
Little bits of you are welling up, aren't they?
Yeah, you're ready to wolf.
So that's the colours for that bad boy. So,
I can imagine you getting into Space Wolves because you kind of, I could see you as a Space Wolf.
oh right,
Kind of Viking-y like. They're basically
right, yeah, I'm with you.
They're basically like space Vikings, sort of like wolves and
Yeah,
Nordic runic symbols, and they're all always drinking ale and or beards and stuff.
yeah. I've had a boneless. Yeah. Right. Let's have a look at
Why don't I put that in a really big, fat, wide, grippy thing? That'd be a lot better, wouldn't it, folks?
Are you
There
being
you
special? You are, aren't
Well,
you?
I forgot I had these. I ordered them. I ordered the paint handles and got the big ones by mistake. I'm like, okay, I'm never going to use them. Now I am, clearly.
Space Rangers recording studio is in. He says, hi, Colin
Hello.
and Fox. Hello, mate. How you doing? Lovely to see you
Welcome
in,
again.
pal. Hope you're
Yeah.
keeping well.
Welcome back.
Welcome to the shenanigans of the Friday Frolic, mate. I'd be afraid life as you knew it is going to change dramatically for you now. Because us two pillocks, we're going to get inside your head now. 'Cause that's what we do.
You know what I really love?
What?
I really love finding a big piece of metal sprue months after I've cleaned these figures up. I really love that.
Oh,
It's
is that what
brilliant.
you've just done?
Yeah, you get these little filaments that stick out, and there's one just there.
Yeah, you've not got
Luckily,
a
I've got to
little miniature battery-operated multi-tool that you can grind it down with or anything?
No, I just pulled it. There's not little bits of flash, I just pulled it off. But it just means I've
right.
got a bit of exposed metal there. But I've got to paint over the uniform again anyway, so just a little touch-up point for later.
Yeah, you're a touch-up
But
point.
It's quite, I don't know, quite tricky with these metal miniatures because sometimes the casting is so nebulous that you can't quite tell what. It's not like you see the boot and then the coat. It's kind of like meh,
Yeah,
this
nebulous.
blobby form, and you're like, you kind of have to let the painting kind of dictate what everything is. Some of them are quite tricky and low resolution, but they're old molds, so you can't ask too much of them.
Nebulous.
Nebulous, yeah. Just found a bit there that needs trimming. Trim your bits.
Jeff says, looking great, guys. Nice, mate. Space Ranger
Thank you.
says, truck looks good. Yeah, like I say, I'll give it a little, get rid of me fingerprints, give it a little polish, and then I'll take some decent photos of it over the weekend, ready for Sunday's gallery. Don't forget, folks, if you've been up to anything at the bench this week, get your photographs put in on the Festa 67's workshop Facebook group. And I will show your work off this Sunday on the gallery, folks, because those that don't know, 2 p.m. UK time, we do a live stream and your work will be shown on there.
Colin wears his lame gold hot pants.
I do. And for a small fee, I will keep the camera facing on the bench. See what I did there?
For a small fee, he will not show them.
Oh, I couldn't read.
For a big fee, he will show them.
Yeah. Try not to move, Cole.
Do 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 do. Like the bits where this gunner's hands go into the gun. There's no like clear, distinct line. It's just like they just kind of go, bleh, and suddenly it's the gun. It's like,
Oh, really?
and then you don't really know where the glove finishes and the body begins. It's like, there are limitations of these old metal casts, but hey, you don't drive a vintage car and expect it to do 200 miles an hour and 0 to 16 in 3 seconds.
Exactly that, mate. I do like that little truck, I must admit. Good little kit. That's thoroughly enjoyed it.
It's mint. I want to do mine.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not sure how to do mine because I don't do shiny.
Then do it rusty.
So, well, I thought I could do like some kind of post-apocalyptic thing where it's like, so for some reason there's somebody driving around the post-apocalyptic wasteland selling octopus balls.
Yeah, why don't you do it as like I wouldn't say a full knackered old transit, but, you know, like you say, post-apocalyptic truck, bit beaten up. And, do it like that. Why not?
Maybe try and find some like post-apocalyptic figures in the same scale and have them like queuing up. For
Yeah, you could use
balls.
that to show some painting techniques on certain videos, couldn't you? You know what I'm saying?
Octopus balls.
You've got octopus balls.
Octopus balls.
Allegedly.
Octopus balls.
That's got a ring to it, isn't it?
Octopus balls. Yes. Not that octopods actually have such things. They have a heptacotylus, but never mind.
Yeah, that I know.
Yeah.
I thought that was that big building in Greece, but hey, you know. See what I did there?
No, that was that singer. He was just a big lad.
Oh, yeah.
It's amazing what you learn when you watch the Deep Sea Ocean Explorer thing videos, streams.
I did watch a wildlife documentary on octopuses, and it was really quite interesting. How they are.
Oh, they're fascinating.
Fascinating little creatures.
I watched this BBC programme where I can't remember if it was like a program or just something on the BBC News thing, like one of the little half-hour long things. Basically, this guy took a baby octopus home.
Yeah.
And he put it in a tank.
Mm.
And he was like, he wanted to see what it was like to spend a year living with an octopus.
Yeah.
I can't remember what kind of octopus it was. But he kept it in this tank. And it was, look, he played with it and stuff. And he did enrichment activities. But what he did was, there was him and his daughter and stuff, and they put it in the living room. And they interacted with it, kept it interested in things, and gave it things to do. But they also built in a little pulley system so it could ring a bell.
Oh, right, yeah.
So if it wanted feeding, for example, they kind of taught it to ring this bell. And they started off with the intention that every time it rings the bell, we'll go up and interact with it or feed it if it's feeding time, or if not, we'll just interact with it and amuse it, play with it. And he said it kind of took us by surprise because it's a smart little bastard.
Yeah.
And what it used to do was, it used to do it all during the day for food and stuff, but then what it would do is, without fail, it would wait till the middle of the night when we'd all gone to bed, and then it would just ring the bell all the time. And as soon as we came down and interacted with it, it'd just hide off, it'd just go away and not be interested, and then we'd go to bed and it'd ring the bell.
Do it again,
down, like, well, I didn't ring you. He said after the end of the year, he thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I think they only lived. I think he said they only have a lifespan of about that one. Only lived about a year anyway. So.
Yeah, the Festa of the octopus world. Wasn't me that pressed the button that said "Do not press." Honest.
Yeah, he says it was a really good idea until we realised it liked doing that at night as well, and it was like really annoying because it knew if it rang the bell, we'd come.
Yeah, they're supposed to be really intelligent, aren't they? So yeah.
It's like we'd walk in the room and it would come to the glass to see us. It would come to the glass and like put its arms up.
Yeah.
And you could put your hand in it and would kind of say hello by grabbing onto your fingers and stuff.
Yeah. Aww.
And it had people it liked and people it didn't. It liked him and it liked his daughter, but there was some person that came visiting every now and then it didn't like them.
Yeah.
So it used to spit water at them.
Oh, yeah. It's the octopuses with the ink, isn't it?
Octopus and squid, yeah.
Yeah, that was it, yeah.
And they were talking about that at one point, and they had a woman from one of this American one from one of the American aquariums, like research places, where they study octopuses and octopodes and things like that.
Yeah.
And she was saying they are so smart. He said there's one of them, we're an aquarium, but we keep them in like big tanks out of public view.
Yeah.
And this one octopus learned how to get out of the tank.
Yeah.
But only at night when there was no one there. And he said, so it escaped. He went, no. What it used to do was it used to escape out of its tank. Like it would open the little lid to it, crawl along the floor in this back room.
Right.
It would then work its way into another tank that had like small crustaceans in it, feed, and then come out of that tank and head back to its own tank and sneak back into its own tank.
Oh, wow.
And he said, it took us ages to figure out why we kept losing these little small crustaceans, but we didn't know why. And then we watched the video at night, and it was this octopus escaping it didn't escape to escape, it just escaped to go to this tank halfway down the room, which it couldn't have possibly known about.
Yeah. Amazing, though, isn't it?
Yeah, get into it to feed and then get back into its own tank.
Devious little git.
Yeah, it was happy to stay in its own tank. It just wanted to get out and feed every now and then.
Yeah.
It's like escaping your prison cell.
Weren't me, honest.
It's like escaping your prison cell just to go into the canteen and get a sandwich. And get back into your prison cell again.
Brilliant.
Super match game.
What's your most exotic pet, folks, in the chat? Now, we know one of the answers that we'll get because the king of the squishies is in the chat.
Yeah, Squishy King.
But
Yeah,
any of you out there that are pet keepers, what has been your most exotic pet?
Mine was stick insects.
I had a piranha.
Ooh.
I didn't have it long, but yeah. Well, I'll say I didn't have it long, about a year or so, but yeah.
I mean, we had some fish and stuff when I was a kid. They're like black moors and some orange things. But when at secondary school, in the biology lab, one of the things they had, apart from like a tank full of different snakes and cages of rats for like, dissections and stuff, they had all these like rats, live rats and stuff. They also had like a tank with billions of stick insects in. And I don't know why, because we never did anything with stick insects in biology.
Yeah.
We never dissected them, we never studied them, so I don't know why they had them. Anyway, but they used to do with every year that came in, when you're first year, they'd say, right, we've got these tanks of stick insects. If you'd like some, bring a jar and put some privet in it, and you can have some stick insects. And they used to do it to every first. And you any point throughout your school career, you could wander into Biolab and say, can I have some stick insects?
Yeah.
And so I had an old fish tank that I kept these stick insects in.
Oh, nice one.
Cool. Except the escapes. And one day we came in to find the entire sun lounge full of like thousands of stick insects all up the curtains and everything. So, that didn't go well. But they were cool. You used to get them out, let them walk around your face and your hands and stuff. They were kind of cool. They used to do little tiny poops.
Yeah. Jeff says, too bad Wendy isn't here. Wendy has interesting pets. I know Kipper.
Oh, yeah.
Matthew Ward, he keeps tarantulas. Edward Leonard says, I had 2 Oscars fish. I used to pet them all the time. When I got home from work and in the morning, they would come up to the front and top and I would pet them. Nice one. PJ says, I used to have a pet rock. It hated me. Yeah. I'd still say the weirdest pet I had was Gary the Bulldog, but that was weird just for weird reasons because...
That was weird just for being a lazy ass.
Yeah, he was an eccentric character. But yeah, mine was the piranha. That was probably my most exotic pet.
Just the one, Mrs. Wembley?
Yeah. I've often thought of tarantulas, but I know it would wind Helen up. So I want to live. And
yeah. I've held a tarantula.
Yeah, she's petrified of them.
Beautiful. Beautiful thing.
Yeah, that's the one place she won't go in any zoo is the place where the tarantulas are. She's not a fan.
Now, this thing was, I've talked about it before, this thing was like metallic silver all over.
Yeah.
But it had orange knees and it was the size of a house.
Oh, right, yeah.
And the guy put it in my hand and it was just the most gentlest touch on my hand. And I was like, this is amazing.
Oh,
and it poopled about my hand a little bit.
You know,
and I did say to him...
Yeah, go on.
Go on. No.
Carry on. But Matthew keeps tarantulas, so yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I said to the guy, I said, this isn't one of those ones that has the nictating hairs. He said, no, it's not going to spear with half of its hairs.
Yeah.
So good for that. So I wouldn't let you hold one of those.
No, because that's a bit like loft insulation. Once it's on you, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a defence, though. If you come near me, I'm going to shoot my ass hair at you. Okay, that's a way. That's certainly a method.
You know, Andy across the street there, he keeps snakes.
Oh, yeah.
That's his thing, you know, and where he's got the recesses each side of his fireplace, where the chimney breast is, each side is a big glassed area where the snakes are, you know, with the tree branches and all of that, you know, in there. Yeah. But and they're beautiful to look at, you know, and see, you know, and he'll get them out and he'll put them around your neck and, you know, they're amiable little things, but you could just hear the shoes clicking as she runs off. It's like, it's not her thing, you know, but.
No. Snakes are cool.
Yeah, but.
Never been bothered by snakes.
No.
As long as I know they're not venomous, I'm absolutely fine with it. It's like, yeah, it's cool.
That's right, you know, so don't get me wrong.
As long as I know it's not a danger noodle.
Like any pet, he said, you've got to know what you're doing with them. He said, but, you know, it's happy enough.
More for their health and welfare than anything else.
Exactly. He said, you know, it's a bit like Edward with his squishies, you know, it is one of them, innit? You know, you need to learn your subject matter.
Yeah.
He's kept them for years.
It's not just a handful of tetrafin once a week and there you go. You've got to look after your babies. I like snakes.
Yeah, he said, you know, they've got their likes, their dislikes, their little traits, their little idiosyncrasies. I know, I said big word there.
Did you say idiosyncrasies?
Yeah.
Ooh, I'm filling up.
You are mightily proud, I can tell.
I know.
I can tell.
I like all the little snake memes on the internet where they've got like the tiniest snake in the universe.
Yeah.
And it's there on somebody's hand. There's one where it's like this snake must be about like 2 inches long. It's only a tiny baby, and it's just gone glom onto the end of someone's finger like that.
Yeah.
And the caption just says, "I am snake, I am death, hiss."
Yeah.
But it's the way they just make it say hiss. I'm like, that's so adorable.
Oh yeah.
It's all about booping the snoot with snacks, though. Unless it's a danger noodle. You don't want to. You don't want to boop the snoot on a danger noodle.
No, people that keep lizards and exotic stuff like that. I find it interesting, when people keep non-mainstream pets. I just I like it when I see someone keeping something a bit different.
I always feel a bit bad for things where they're kept in like terrariums and then kind of thing, the herpetariums, like the snakes and I know they're like big cases, but it's still like it's like keeping a bird in a cage. I always feel bad for it. Like, you get a cat, it can run around, but you get a snake, it's like it's in this herpetarium. So
well, you tend to see a large bird in a very small environment where it can't stretch its wings. To me, that's cruel.
Yeah. I always feel a bit bad about that.
They should be in a big old aviary where they can fly about a bit, but...
Yeah.
I've seen it before, large fish in a very small aquarium, and it's like, that's kind of...
You're a large fish.
I'm made of large fish.
You're a large fish. They smell like fish.
Absolutely. Fish fingers. See what I did.
Ooh. Here all week, trying to fish. Fingers.
Yes, something for the grown-ups here all week. One for the dads.
A little bit blue for the dads.
Free for a pound.
All these little bits I can't quite get to that I'm doing my best to see and paint roughly in different colours.
Yeah.
And to me, I'm thinking I've just about cornered that. It's going to be fine. But I know the moment I take a photograph, it's going to look like a complete abortion. And I just have to take the whole set and melt them down for scrap.
Yeah, it sounds about right.
I just know it. I just know how it's going to be.
I
think I've done the best paint job in the world, but it'll probably be absolute nonsense. I do worry about it.
Yeah, I
think of the children.
I just, the way I look at it is I know where they're going on the shelf. They're staying in my room, and it's like, they'll do. And if in 6 months' time I see it and I hate the paint job, it goes in the depot.
That is the one advantage of metal miniatures, to be honest.
Yeah.
Nothing can damage them. Whatever you strip the paint off with, it's not going to damage them. Plastic can be damaged and it is at risk sometimes. With metal miniatures, you could put them in industrial cleaner and they'd just be fine.
Exactly, and then you get to paint it all over again, so you get double the pleasure, folks.
Yeah. I think if I was buying this set myself, I wouldn't have bought the Heavy Weapon Squad.
Oh, right.
They're a bit of a mare to paint.
Bit of a pup, are they, mate?
Well, just hard getting everything. But having said that, I'm extremely grateful that it was bought for me, so I'm not going to complain.
Yeah. What's Edward saying there? PJ says his friend used to have a goldfish called Bob because that's all it did. I see what you did.
All week trying to fish.
Edward says, beside the jellyfish, I also had a panther chameleon, which took a lot of work. I had him for 2 years and gave him away when I moved. There are pics on my Facebook.
Ooh.
If we're friends, he says Leonard was his name.
Leonard was his name, oh. Cool.
PJ says he's currently got a pet housefly that he's named Go Away, You Annoying Flappy Thing. Cool. You cleaned that up, PJ, didn't you?
Yeah. I'm quite funny if I get if I get like a spider in the room here in my bedroom, get a spider in my bedroom, I'll throw it out. If I get like any kind of like big moth or something, I'll throw it out.
Yeah.
But if I get a housefly in the bedroom, I don't bother.
No.
Sometimes I'll open the window and hold the net curtain so it's the only way it can go is out the window, and sometimes they'll fly towards it and go straight, and you can shut the curtain behind. But if it doesn't play ball with that, I just okay, well, you're here now.
Yeah, leave it to it. Yeah.
I leave it because they're not too bad. They kind of avoid me, and then when I go to bed and turn the light out, they just go to bed.
Yeah, they're not like crane flies. They are just Satan's flies.
Yeah. No, they go to bed when you do because you turn the light out. So I just say good night, fly, and then I go to bed, and then it shuts up.
Yeah, you're going to have the shock of your life when it goes night, pa.
Night, pa.
Night, Jimbo. Yeah, see what I did.
See what you did there. I'm more shocked that I remembered the theme tune.
So am I, actually. That was a good bit of theme tune of Rooney there.
I've just had a flashback that I actually used to watch the Waltons on a Sunday as a kid.
Yeah, we used to watch that. Do you remember the Sullivans?
Yeah, Sullivans.
Remember watching that?
That was the 1940s Australian, wasn't it?
Yeah, it used to be on after the Flying Doctors, didn't it, the Sullivans?
Yeah, we used to watch the Flying Doctors. We used to watch the Sullivans, and there was
Little House on the Prairie. Do you remember that?
No, I never actually watched. That was a bit too girly for me, that one.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm a princess.
I was like, well, no, because you wouldn't go to your mates and say, yeah, watch the Little House on the Prairie last night. You just get smacked.
Yeah, that Laura Ingalls. Yeah, no, you wouldn't, would you?
Yeah. What else was there? The Young Doctors we used to watch.
Yeah.
Flying Doctors and the Young Doctors with the very young Paul Robinson.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. God.
With his little afro.
Yeah.
What was the other one? There was another one, and it was set in the outback. And it was, what was it called?
Wasn't Skippy, was it? It was the...
No, it was like a soap opera. It was like a kind of like in the outback soap opera, and it had like it was like a rural...
Yeah.
A bit like the Sullivans, but in modern day. And what was it called? Not Sons and Daughters. Come on, Hive Mind. It wasn't Flying Doctors.
No.
It wasn't set in the outback, but it was set in like a rural, like, you know.
Yeah.
Cattle village or sheep village. It was like set in it, and it had a character called Esme.
Yeah.
There was a couple of there's one actor in it who's like the Australian guy that was in every single Australian soap ever, but I can't remember his name. I remember a character called Esme.
You're going to remember it at about 5 a.m, aren't you?
Yeah.
Note
Come
to
on,
self,
folks.
I'll turn me Skype off.
Yeah. Remember, folks, 1980s Australian soaps, sort of soap, set in the sort of rural area.
Wasn't the Flying Doctors? No.
No, it might have been. I don't know. No, it wasn't. What was it called?
Going to bug you now, isn't it? You're going to have to Google it, aren't you? 1980s Australian soaps.
No, I refuse to take the easy route. And it was lightly humorous. It wasn't. There was a character called, come on, Esme. G'day, Esme.
And the character name does really ring a bell, but I can't think of the show.
There was a big, like, thick. There was a big dopey bloke. It was a bit like old school Emmerdale, I suppose, but in Australia. There was a big dopey bloke. There was the slightly fat, balding, middle-aged guy who was in everything.
Space Rangers has got to go back to work later on. Take care, mate. Thanks for coming in and keeping us company, mate. It means a hell of a lot.
I've just remembered the theme tune to Sons and Daughters. Oh, dear God.
Oh, really?
I don't remember the Sullivans.
Yeah, I remember the Sullivans. Yeah, I used to like watching the Sullivans. I don't remember
the theme tune to that, though.
It used to be the school kid, didn't it, and the long shorts running up the road, wasn't it?
I don't actually remember that much about it. I don't think I watched that much of it.
Weird programs back then, but it was harmless telly, wasn't it, at the end of the day?
Yeah. It might have been the Flying Doctor. No, it wasn't the Flying. It could have been the Flying Doctor. No, it wasn't the Flying Doctors. Oh, goodness gracious. No,
there used to be 3 or 4 big Australian shows that used to be on back then. And
yeah, this is before the afternoon soaps of Home and Away and Neighbours. It was kind of before that.
Yeah, the whole Outback thing does ring a bell, but for the life of me, I can't remember it.
These were soaps for the adults, not like soaps like Home and Away and Neighbours, which was more for the younger audience. These were proper like...
Yeah, these were purposeful soaps.
Yeah.
Serious soaps.
What was it called? I can't remember.
I very nearly said intellectual soaps and backed off of that.
Well, like that. Yeah. There were still soap operas. But I don't know why I used to watch them. I was only a kid.
I think they used to be on whilst we was waiting for Crown Court to come on.
I remember the theme to that, Crown Court. I've actually got, because I spent many years before it became easy to find on the internet, searching for the Granada TV close down music.
Oh, right, yeah.
So I could have it in my library music collection. And I actually found a little video somebody had extracted from a VHS tape of like the Granada close down.
Oh, right, yeah, yeah.
The Granada TV, ITV in this region was Granada in the 80s.
Yes, ours was Southern TV and then Meridian.
I was going to say yours was Southern, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And it's the guy at the end, and he said, before he does the close, he says, and tomorrow we've got this, this, and this. And at 12 o'clock, little Tommy Tinker's in court for stealing copper pipes in Crown Court.
Yeah.
I'm like, really? And it was literally little Tommy Tinker. Really?
Many an actor that was popular in the 80s started life in Crown Court.
There used to be a website called TV Cream, and it was all about the people that were kids in the 70s and 80s. And the TV they used to watch, and it says, ask anybody who grew up in the 70s and 80s about Crown Court, and they'll remember it as that programme you watched when you were off school pretending to be sick.
Yeah.
It's a skiving off school programme that you wouldn't have seen otherwise, because it wasn't for school.
You'd get the measles or tonsillitis. It's Crown Court week, and you'd sit there and you'd be like, "Oh, I'm really ill, Mum. Oh, it's Friday today, Mum. Verdict day. Oh, yeah."
Yeah, it was always verdict day on Friday.
And if it was a good one, especially if it was one of those Crown Courts that went on for the second week, your illness got more severe so that you could be off for the second week.
But this is the thing about this TV in the 70s. So many of them had like bizarre theme tunes that were so bizarre, they stuck with you. Like theme tunes nowadays, you'll remember what half of them are, but Crown Court had the most bizarre, to me, that music just says the legal system. It's the music I think of when I think of courts and justices and magistrates. Either that or the Rumpole of the Bailey theme tune.
Oh, Rumpole of the Bailey. Oh,
I love Rumpole. I was surprised. I was watching it a couple of years ago. I found them all online. I was surprised how few episodes there actually were. It was like one or two a year.
Yeah, it wasn't that many, was it?
No. But it was amazing to watch because they started in the 70s and they ended in the late 80s, I think. And they only had 15 or 20 episodes or something. And like the first one is all 1970s and like dark lighting and cheap sets. And as it goes up, it becomes like, you can tell it's like 70s and the 80s and then the early 90s. It's changed so much.
AJ saying a Shortland Street Fox, perhaps.
Nope, that doesn't ring a bell. Not that one. Country Practice.
Oh, that could be it.
Yeah, I think it was it a Country Practice? It might have been that. I think it was just there. It's just popped in my head now. I think it was a Country Practice.
Yeah. But,
yes, I knew it would come eventually.
Does sound familiar.
I think that's what it was, Country Practice. I'm fairly confident of that. The thing I used to love about Rumpole that I found out later was the guy that wrote Rumpole was in every episode in the background.
Oh, really?
The original author. Because they were books, weren't they?
Yeah.
The guy that wrote them actually was always, John Mortimer was always in the background somewhere.
As an extra.
Yeah, or just a little character sat somewhere in there. I think he got one speaking line once. I can't remember it. Can't remember what it was. But Rumpole, that's just Leo McKern.
Great TV shows, weren't they, back then?
Yeah. Fantastic
At the end
stuff.
of the day. Classic telly.
It's the kind of stuff that if you were there in the past and you watch them now, they're still classic. If somebody just came to them new today, they wouldn't even begin to comprehend why we like them.
Iconic programs of their time.
Mm-hmm. But it's like when you get an actor who is perfect for a role, as if the role was written for them, like Leo McKern.
Yeah.
It's like if anybody was going to play Rumpole.
Yeah, you couldn't imagine anyone else playing that character.
No, especially with the name Rumpole, it just suggests ungainly, lumpy.
Yeah. And then when you see him on screen, you're like, he is just exactly how I envisaged that character looking.
Yep, he's there with his little cheroot and his lumpy hat, and people in chambers is complaining because his hat's not very nice.
Yeah.
Saying, well, you know, Rumpole, you should have a new hat. No.
Yeah, great telly. Brilliant casting that was on that one.
Yeah. I mean, it's little things like the fact, you know, the joke of calling Ballard Bollard.
Yeah.
Constantly throughout the run of the show.
Yeah.
Which is almost nothing, and yet it's just it's a major running joke. It's not nowadays. You couldn't write such a simple thing as a major plot point, but it is. Ballard. You know, it's Rumpole's way of undermining the hoity-toity powers that be.
Edward says, funny story about Leonard. His tongue could shoot out about 2 feet. And one day I didn't put on my glasses and I fed him. And for some reason he decided to try and catch my eyeball. Now that was weird.
I can imagine.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, God, that'd be gross. We'll have to go and find a load of Rumpole and watch it again, won't I?
Yeah, you're going to have to binge watch that bad boy, mate. You know it makes sense.
Nothing wrong with that. Do you remember that TV presenter that used to do a lot of I can't remember what he did now, Hugh Fernley Whittingstall?
Oh, yeah. I used to love that. He used to do all of the sustainability cooking type stuff, didn't he? And the weird.
I used to look at him. Yeah. I used to think of him and think, wow, you were christened with a name straight from Rumpole.
Yeah.
Fernley Whittingstall.
Yeah, he set up his house in the wilderness type thing, didn't he? A bit Grizzly Adams type stuff, wasn't it? And there was that show that he did where he basically had built an house that ran on solar power and made his own water and, you know, that sort of thing. And
yeah, I don't actually remember watching him much. Just remembered his name. Always made me think of Rumpole.
Yeah. Another one I used to like was Maxwell Hutchinson. He was a bit of an old nutty professor, but he used to do a lot of, a bit like Jeff, weird, wonderful gadgets and stuff like that. And he was another typically British eccentric, but he used to do a lot of stuff.
A bit like
Wilf Lunn.
Yeah, or the guy, the Hugh something, the guy I can't remember his name of, the one that used to do The Secret Life of.
Yeah, I know the one you mean.
Like The Secret Life of Washing Machine. He's still going. He's got his own YouTube channel now.
Yeah.
He does stuff on there, and he's exactly the same, just looks older.
Yeah, I used to love that sort of program because it's just different, isn't it?
Yeah, he's still got the round glasses.
Yeah, the mad nutty professors. So I used to like watching Magnus Pike and people like that back in the day, and Johnny Ball. Think of a number. You remember him? Zoe Ball's father used to do the Think of a Number programs and all of that.
Yep.
Used to make maths fun, didn't he, at the end of the day?
I've got the music in my head now.
I know.
Oh, no, that's Heartbeat. I've got Heartbeat in my head. Do, Heartbeat. No, that's the different one.
Yeah, worry about you know.
Excuse me.
It's beginning to shade up quite nicely. Gadgetry. Gotta love gadgets, says Jeff. Yeah. Honestly, Jeff, we used to have a lot of programs in the UK that just had gadgets on them. People making weird and wonderful little contraptions, mate. Mm-hmm. And as kids, we used to love watching that.
Well, weren't things like Scrapyard Challenge and Robot Wars actually started in the UK?
Scrap Heap Challenge, yeah.
Yeah, that started over here. And Robot Wars, I'm sure that started over here.
Yeah, it was Craig Charles, wasn't it? He used to do that.
And then they went to the US.
Then it went to the US. But
we invented all the good stuff.
My missus always wanted me to go on Scrap Heap Challenge.
Oh, yeah. With Robert Llewellyn. Or Tony, our friend Tony, as we like to call him.
Yeah, they are one and the same man. A bit like when Michael Jackson was alive. You never saw him and LaToya in the same room. It's a bit like Tony Fairclough and Robert Llewellyn. You've never seen them together, have you?
If you ever want to know what Tony Fairclough held in 3.5, what looks like, he's just Robert Llewellyn.
Yeah.
Just in Crichton without the makeup. Ah.
Yeah, he's a slightly more manic version of Robert Llewellyn, if that's at all possible.
Mm-hmm.
He is nuts. He is nuts, though, isn't he, Tony? Let's be honest.
He's crazy.
In the nicest possible way.
Yeah. I think it's something about being an army medic. It just makes you that way.
Yeah.
But I need to clear my throat 1 sec. There we go, I'm back.
He's one of those people, when you meet him, you just don't forget him, do you?
He just sounded exactly like the guy that used to do It'll Be All Right on the Night.
Dennis
you're one
Norden.
of those you're one of those people.
Yeah, you're one of those people. Yeah.
That's a good plan, Mr. Brimmer, sir, with 2 major problems. 1, we don't have a laser cannon, and 2, we don't have a laser cannon. That's the same problem. Yes, but I thought it was worth mentioning twice.
Space Corps directives is what I used to like with Crichton.
Oh,
You cannot turn up to the academy wearing a ginger toupee. Like, okay. Oh, dear. Mad British comedy.
Yep. Well, it's just taken me like, what, half an hour, 40 minutes to do the boots and gloves for these 2 guys.
Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Get your
It's not
boots
very
and gloves
exciting.
here. Well, if it's any consolation, it's taken me 20 minutes just to start putting a bit of Federation grey on a couple of hatches on one side of the Jeep. So
Hatches with an H.
yeah, hatches with H. Yes, folks. We will go until 2:30 tonight, folks.
Okay, another 15 minutes. Well, in that case, I
If
shall go and
that's
get
okay.
I shall go and get some clean water and clean my brushes.
Because it gives
Rather than
me
start another
gives me a chance to just push myself an extra half hour just to see how I go, folks. So we'll do that.
Just to see if he dies or not.
Absolutely.
If he dies, we won't do it again. We'll be more careful next time.
Yeah.
Obs. Right, well, in that case, I shall try and paint this bit I can't quite see, and then I'll get some stuff to clean my brushes.
Yeah, not a problem, mate.
I should almost see this bit I need to paint.
Yeah.
I don't know under what laws of physics I can actually get paint onto it, though.
Oh, is it testing your resolve, is it, dear?
No, it's the back of his hand, and I've got literally no access for the paintbrush to get to it at all. It's like, I need a 90-degree angle paintbrush.
One of your short handles get there, mate?
No, it's literally like the back of his hand's like that.
Oh,
and
right,
I can't get a brush underneath and up. I think I've just about got most of it, though. I think.
Is that a stomper moment where you wish you hadn't attached an arm? See what I did?
Well, yeah, I see what you did there. Well, this is the problem, like I say, because attaching these guys with CA glue was such a messy faff that I can't imagine trying to stick them down when they're painted. It would just be a nightmare. You just ruin the whole model.
Yeah.
So painting them and actually getting to the bits that are hidden away is an absolute poop tube. I mean, luckily the weapon is just mostly going to be silver, so that's fine. And most of them I can get to. It's just like the little hidey-holey away bits are a bit of a pain. So I just have to hope that line of sight means nobody else can see that bit missing either.
Yeah.
Right. I shall go and get some warm water for the brush cleaning.
Yeah, no worries, mate.
Back in a sec. Oh, my legs have gone to sleep. Oh, bloody hell.
Look at him. He's falling apart, folks, isn't he?
Oh, I'm not bad.
He's off. Yeah, full princess mode option is going to be engaged. Marcy says the Photon Mono 4K I've had since they were new is fine. She's finally getting to try it out. Nice one. Nice one. Good little printer, they are. You won't go wrong with that, Marcy. I was looking at the uniformation printers the other day, thinking of getting one of them, but it's where I would put it. So. He's back, folks. There you go. That was quick.
I've decided what my first project using just God hand brushes is going to be.
Oh, what's that, mate?
I'm going to paint that Deathcore Krieg dude that you sent me.
Oh,
bust.
nice one. I look forward to that.
Yeah, because I want to paint that with proper decent brushes.
I look forward to seeing what you do with that, to be honest with you. I think that'll be right up your alley. It's like anything. You haven't done a big bust like that before, so it's out of your comfort zone, isn't it, really?
I like big busts, and I cannot.
Which is why I kind of sent it to him.
Yeah, I know. But the thing is, it's a comfort zone in a way because I know how to paint Deathcore. I know the colours I'd use.
Absolutely.
It's just I've never actually painted a bust before, so it's a nice way to learn how to do it.
Yeah.
From something familiar.
Exactly that.
Hallelujah. It's a good chance to practice glazing.
My brushes will get their baptism on the Harlequin troop and their vehicle.
Oh, yeah.
I know, you rotter. God, I cleaned that up, didn't I?
You'll be on YouTube looking up how to paint molecules.
Yeah. So
if you don't know what they are, imagine, right? Imagine. Let me get my Sister of Battle because it's a size comparison. Okay. Okay, here is my Sister of Battle that I painted for Nim. Okay, so that's my Sister of Battle.
Yeah.
That figure is about the same size in scale as one of his Harlequins, who are Eldar.
Yeah, and I've got 6 of them in the set, isn't it? Something like that.
But the Eldari Harlequins are actually slimmer.
Yeah.
They're often in more like jumping around poses.
Yeah.
But the thing is, right, imagine that, but he's covered in Harlequin checkers, like multicoloured checkers, like the pink and red and blue and green, little diamonds all over them. And I mean tiny, tiny diamonds. Yeah. He's got to paint that. All on the legs and arms, and it's all folded arms and legs, and they're not just stood there in a T-pose. So, yeah, that he's got. I don't envy you that. I had a hard enough time painting this, and she's just wearing black armour.
Oh, no.
So,
I keep looking at them going, yeah.
Well, the challenge is, right, it's not just like painting a checker pattern. I have to do a drawing, aren't I?
You are.
It's not just like painting a checker pattern, because, and this is the real challenge.
I think they're too far from me. Let's have a look.
It's not just like painting a checker pattern, because I can find a bit of card. Not only you're not just basically
there you go
with a checker pattern. There you go. Yeah. With a checker pattern, you're just painting black and white or whatever. But with these guys, you've got not only the colours in the diamonds, like that. You've also got there's lines. So that might be red, that might be blue, but this might be a green line or a black line or something. Yeah. You've actually got to do the lines between them as well.
There you go, folks. Yeah.
But remember that they are about that size.
Yeah.
Compared to like an average human thumb, as you can see there.
There you go. There they are. Yeah.
I can't wait to see you try your hand at those.
I know. I know.
I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait to watch that.
You're so cruel.
Well, the funny thing is, right, it's not like I just randomly picked them and sent them to him. I think because he'd actually said, Colin actually mentioned, oops, excuse me, I'm burping and knocking the camera. Colin actually mentioned about some Harlequin stuff before I sent them to him, and I said, I've got the Star Chaser.
You sent me the ship, didn't you?
Yeah, I've got the little vehicle.
Yeah.
Do you want it? And he went, oh yeah, I'll give that a go. And then he got himself some Harlequins to go with it.
Yeah.
So
instant
he
regret.
Himself. Yeah. And I hate to tell you this as well, but the thing with the Eldar is their stuff isn't dirty or rusty.
No.
It's usually fairly nice and clean, well maintained.
Oh yeah, it's instant regret as soon as I bought them, but
they are space elves after all.
Yeah, I shall enjoy them.
Yeah, do what you want with them.
At the end of the day, it'll be fun. One of those fun weekend projects, folks. Who am I trying to convince here?
Yourself, I think, dear. Yourself.
I think so, Maitland. Yeah. Right. Let's
Yeah,
get,
do you think you're winning? No.
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 Nah. It's going to be fun, though.
Oh, yeah. I think you'll like the vehicle, because the vehicle will be right up your street from, like, painting motorbikes and stuff. It's that kind of shiny bodywork scenario, so you get little diamond patterns on there.
I think I've got the vehicle just off shot here. Let's have a look.
I mean, figuring out how to do the little diamond patterns that overlay and fade into each other, that'd be quite nice.
Yeah, I was having a look at it the other day, actually, so...
Because it's not like just like a diamond pattern. You have like a diamond pattern with another diamond pattern over the top and then colours fading between them.
Oh, you mean the one with knob jockeys written on the front of it? Yeah.
That one,
there you go. Look at that. You've got diamonds that then break up into floating diamonds, so yeah.
But you know what I love about that, though, is the diamonds on the top have actually cast a little drop shadow on the diamond below it.
Yeah, so...
That's insane. That's insane.
Yeah, I looked at that the other day because when I built that Goddan's projects box, you know, the anti-pingage box, I used that to demo it, and I looked at it, and when I was putting it back in the box, I was like, now I know why he sent me it. You are a git.
Hopefully he took the post-it note with knob jockeys off when you filmed that.
Of course I did. Of course I did. It was just a sprue, dear. I'm not that daft. Doesn't give me any credit, you know, for being sensible.
Oh, yeah.
Breaks my heart, it does.
I'm a bad man.
It'll be somebody dying, sorry.
Oh, dear. Anyway.
Yeah, should I stop now? Yeah.
Yeah. You're getting nowhere, are you?
No, yeah.
Nah. People are talking about burning alcohol or something in chat. Edward says, I just spent a week evaporating my alcohol so I can clean my bins out and change alcohol. I have a first wash, second wash. Is this a 3D print thing?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, Marcy's on about, she's testing her mono 4K printer.
Yeah.
I was looking at the Uniformation ones and the Saturns and the new Mega K printers, but I then measured the space I've got and I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to get them in there. So at the moment, I haven't got them.
I'm just going to look something up for Jeff.
Yeah,
he says he would have been all over those kind of shows that we used to watch, like, you know, the gadgety shows.
Yes.
Life of... Secret Life of... 4.
Yeah. Oh, it's great fun doing the 3D printing. I love doing it. I really do. Do like a bit of 3D printing.
Right. If you look up Jeff, don't look up Jeff, obviously, that's not what I mean. There's a series... I found the guy's name. I'm trying to find the guy's name. Tim Hunkin.
Oh, right. The name rings a bell.
Put it in chat. If you go on YouTube, Jeff, and look up a guy called Tim, I'll put it in chat for you. Tim Hunkin. He did a series about 35 years ago called The Secret Life of. I know things like Secret Life of a Washing Machine or
I know the bloke now, yeah.
Yep. It was like this. It was the program of half an hour about how things worked.
Yeah.
But he was a quintessential British tinkerer.
Yeah.
Like he'd go in a garden shed and tinker with things. He's got a YouTube channel now and he's got all the old programs on that as well as modern stuff.
Yeah. Do you watch Shedheads?
I don't remember Shedheads.
Yeah, it's a current one that's on at the moment.
Oh, I don't watch telly, so.
Yeah. But yeah.
I don't watch this television of which you speak. Yeah, so look up Tim Hunkin.
Yeah.
On YouTube. He's so British it hurts. He's so British engineer in the garden shed, it's painful.
Is he more British than us then?
Yeah, I mean, if you imagine, the only thing that will make him a more British engineered tinker in a garden shed will be curly whirly 1950s high tower hair.
Arnold Rimmer unmanageable style hair.
Yeah, proper 1950s engineer hair.
Mm.
That's the only thing that will make him more 1950s engineer. So yeah, go and check him out.
Nice one. Marcy says she's going to be lost when she runs out of resin. Yeah, that's the only thing, Marcy. When you run out of resin, it's like, yeah, I like to have a bottle in reserve just there in case.
Some connoisseurs like to have a bottle of reserve, but that's a whole different thing.
Yeah, I do like a bit of 3D printing, I must admit. It's
Do you? Do you really?
Yeah, you'd never have guessed, would you, mate?
When did that happen? I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
You don't tell me anything nowadays.
It does come in handy, though, because there's always something you think, oh, I can design that and print that.
Yeah.
Happy days.
Well, it is good when you can design your own stuff as well. I wouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah, I have come up with some weird and wonderful little projects. Normally I message him and he'll go, what are you doing? And I go, I may be creating things. And then I start sending him screenshots of all the CAD stuff that I'm doing. And he's like,
oh, yeah.
Oh, could you show me when it's printed? Yeah, no worries.
How do you even do that?
And it's proper witchcraft and tomfoolery, isn't it, mate? Like when I did the Doof Wagon, wasn't it? The Warhammer one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I could dig that out and start that on the Frolic, couldn't I, putting that together? Oh, there you go. Yeah.
It's just there for the building.
Yeah, I could start that, because I know that's one that Jeff's looking forward to, the slightly nutty Doof Wagon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm liking the contrast on that Goliath so far.
Yeah, it's only had a little...
on a webcam.
Yeah, it's only had a little... Yeah, it's only had a little bit of Fenrisian done on the inside, but already it's beginning to take shape.
Yeah, I'm just liking is it the dry brush method?
Yes.
It's got a nice little contrast, but it's also got a nice little bit of contrast in the recesses as well, and that's just from dry brushing. It's so
yeah, it's all I'm doing. A little dab of paint, little swirly motions with the dry brush. And yeah, that's the Fang and Rust Grey at the moment.
Rust Grey.
And then there's a little bit of Fenrisian on the side panel there. So it's just lightened it up. And then you've got, like you say, a little bit of contrast around the edges. Once you put a wash on that, it's going to look rather suave.
Technique now, aren't you?
I am, dear. I
invented that. I decided
don't know the bloke that showed me how to do that. Some GNU bloke.
Yeah.
GNU model princess
Mingin model
GNU or something.
Model apprentice GNU.
Yeah, Princess GNU, was it? I'm trying to think now. See what I did.
Princess Dainty Queen Bamboo.
So yeah, that's what I've been doing tonight. My little Goliath, and I finished my game box.
Yeah, well, I painted all the individual boots and gloves for all the standing around dudes. I've got those 4 heavy weapon sets to do. I've done that one. So I've done 2 of them, I think. I finished that one. Not finished that one. So I've got those 5 to do.
Yeah.
And then when I've done the boots and gloves and boots, I've then got everything else to paint as the base colours, the helmets, the strapping, the backpacks, or, well, not the backpacks, the bed rolls and stuff and all that stuff to do.
Nice one.
It's going to be a long, drawn-out process doing these. So I'll be doing these for months. The only pain doing these on a live stream is I have to get them all out of the box and put them all back in the box. And I can't be I've got to be gentle with them because the paint just comes off with the metal.
Yeah, I'm gonna dig out the Doof Wagon parts and all of that lot, and yeah, I think I'll start assembling that next week because I can set my camera up and be filming it whilst I'm live, so kill the 2 birds with 1 stone.
What is the worst that can happen?
Exactly. At least it's assembled then, and then I could look at it and go, "Talk to me."
You're assembled.
There you go, folks. So.
You're made of
with it now coming up to past, we're going to love and leave you for the evening, folks, and bid you farewell. I shall be back on Sunday with the gang at 2 p.m. UK time, doing the Sunday at the bench. We'll have a bit of gallery goodness. So if you've got any work that you're currently doing, work in progress or finished builds, get it in your gallery and we'll come and have a looky-loo, folks. Is it E-Models this week or is it the week off this week?
Week after. It's a week off this week.
It's week off Monday, but me and Fox will then be back with E-Models Workbench Wednesday at 9 p.m.
Yeah, more Bainy Blady Chippy time.
Yeah, over on the E-Models channel. And then obviously next Friday will be another frolic for you both.
Jeff has just confirmed that he's just found Tim Hunkin, The Secret Life of on YouTube.
Good man. Well done.
He's go for all the old videos first, the old episodes first, the proper 80s stuff.
Absolutely. Marcy says, as soon as we move and I have a proper hobby space, I plan to invest in better, larger printers. Yeah, I'd like to get a larger printer. But at the moment, where I'm doing it in this little man cave, yeah, I just haven't got the room. So, like I say, I can cut the figures down into sub-assemblies anyway and print them that way. So, yeah. Jeff says, thanks for the live stream, Festa and Fox. Take care. It is our pleasure, as always, to do the streams for you, folks. Wish I could stay a little bit longer, but at the moment, I just can't. I'm on recovery mode, so things will return to normal soon. But thanks for putting up with us in the meantime. And we will see you on Sunday, peeps.
Yep.
Anything you want to do? Say before you go? You all done?
No. I might see if I can possibly try and do some sort of gaming stream this week, but I probably won't be able to. But you never know.
All right then,
I
mate.
might see.
No worries.
Not, but you never know. I might do, but probably won't.
Yeah. Okay then, folks. We'll catch you on Sunday. Take care. Enjoy the rest of.
Take care, everyone.
Enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye bye for now.
Adios, amigos.
Hey kid, don't ever let them get inside your head. They'll tell you what to do in life instead of everything you know that you could get. Don't let them guide your life towards regret. I'll fight for what I love with every breath. My past is filled with things I won't forget. I use them all to push me to my best.